Here, I might as well just like read off what you guys had.
Oh, you have it there? He's got the sheet.
Yeah,
I won last year, so.
Yeah, well, you definitely didn't win this year, mate.
Yeah, I thought that. Alright, you never gave me money last year.
Do you want me to tell you who's got the most right?
Yeah, go on. Yeah, go on.
Okay, so Connor got the most. He had 3 right.
Yeah!
I had 7 or 8 last year.
Andrew got 2, and I got 1.
Well,
I got 0.
wait, hold on. It's funny, right? Because when you look back, the only one you got right was City,
Yes.
and the only one you got right was City.
Yeah.
Well,
So here, I might as well say what we all had for our top 4. Oh wait, actually, it's saved on the phone. Let me get this saved now.
I think I remember. I remember mine anyways.
It was pretty god awful.
Like you got the one you got. Everyone was Man City.
But I didn't get Man City right.
Like,
No, you did.
Did I?
Yes, you did.
Wait,
have
did I
Man
pick
City
Man
right.
City to finish first?
Yes, you did.
Oh, never mind.
Wow. Thanks.
Never mind. I could have sworn I picked Liverpool.
You picked Liverpool second.
You picked Liverpool second, and
Where
nobody.
did you put Aston Villa?
I put them lowest
Do you
actually.
want to hear some of this? Okay, so here's like some of the most worst calls from us, position wise. So this is just it. We'll do mine because it's pretty
Alright, go on.
awful.
Alright, go on.
Okay, I had Chelsea to finish second. It's not too bad, I guess.
No, I thought
But like, considering where Liverpool finished, like how far ahead with points, like you know, it's pretty bad.
up until January, that was a fair call.
Yeah, I'd say so. United, I had 4th. Most people had them 4th. I had Leicester 5th.
That was.
Yeah. I think we said that to you as well.
I think I had Leicester somewhere up there as well.
Everyone had Leicester 5th except for Andy actually, because he had them in 7th.
To be fair, I don't think we should not have expected Leicester to drop off that bad.
Yeah.
Well, no, but they did. They finished in 8th. So you weren't that far off, Andy.
No.
But
They fell off hard, man.
and of course, I predicted the Jamie Vardy drop off, and it didn't come.
For the
this year.
5th season in a row. Then.
Look, it sort of came towards the end of the season, I thought.
He got
No,
like,
but hold on. To be fair, he was injured though.
he definitely got over 15 goals though.
It's easy to drop off when you're not playing anymore.
Yeah.
you're
Hard to find
injured.
form when you can't play. You know?
Jamie Vardy, in Leicester's last 9 games, Jamie Vardy has scored 0 goals. He's also not played in any of them. So that's a drop off right there, lads.
Yeah.
Okay. We all had Spurs to finish 6th.
You're all wrong there.
To be fair, they should have. They should have
Yeah,
finished
they
6th.
should have.
Arsenal, they should not bottle it the way they did.
I had Villa to finish 7th. They finished 14th in the end.
I had them the lowest, I think.
You did. You had them in.
Ninth or something.
You had them in 9th. Exactly.
Where did I have them?
You had them
6th.
in.
Lower, I'd say.
You had them in 8th.
Okay.
Closest.
I
Well,
was closest.
it's funny that we actually gave at that because I think we were bashing Aston Villa pretty bad that time. It's actually funny that we were too nice for
No,
them.
we were hyping them up because
You guys hyped
they
them
made.
up.
Well, I proper did because they made so many signings and like ones I thought would be pretty good. So like,
Well, I'll say, right? I think Buendia's been a good sign. That's it.
do you think he's been a good sign?
Yeah, I think he's been improving the second half of the season.
He was better in the second half, but
Yeah.
I feel like he's kind of almost not needed anymore because you have Coutinho.
Yeah.
How about?
Yeah, but there's a reason why.
There's a reason why
Jared now is playing with 2 cams because Buendia is good, but and he doesn't want to leave him out, but he can't get in over Coutinho because Coutinho is just too good. And I don't know if that formation is working for him or
I
not.
don't think so.
It just seems like kind of like one of those things you do in
I would
Ultimate
be
Team
trying
or
to
something.
make it-
You're just trying to
We
fit in
can,
your best players, like.
Yeah.
That's how he played at Rangers.
He's doing he's pulling a FIFA, isn't it?
Because
Yeah.
he has kept switching from like a
A 4.
like he played a 4-5-1 against Liverpool,
Yeah.
and he left Coutinho on the bench, which I thought was crazy because when he came on, he started causing big problems for
Yeah.
Liverpool.
Yeah, that's because he was saving them.
Or was
for-
it? Or did he start Coutinho?
No, it was Buendia he kept off.
There was some. No, he took off Coutinho.
No, it was Buendia that came on, and it was affecting the game, I think.
Well, Coutinho was having a class game. I
Yeah,
remember that
he
because
started,
he had Van Dijk like spinning all over the shop at
Yeah.
one stage, and he was causing big problems. But anyway, Leeds I had 10th.
Oh,
To be fair, okay, again to be fair, they did not have
'Cause
like,
they did
most of their
finish
team
17th.
for half the season.
Yeah, they didn't have Patrick Bamford for a lot of it.
I actually made a quote about that. I said that that I just think Bamford won't have a good year. So
Well, I mean,
I wasn't wrong.
Yeah, you weren't wrong. Yeah.
I wasn't wrong. But for some reason I still said I'd have them in 10th.
You seem to have a real problem with English strikers.
Yeah, you brought that up quite a lot in that
Yeah.
podcast actually.
Could you keep every year you will bring up Jamie Vardy who's got to fall off at some point,
Yeah.
and then you bring Bamford. Okay, he had a good first season, but there's no way he'll
But
do
that's
it
not
again.
an English thing. That's just Jamie Vardy's like
But
36
But
now
it's
or
like
something.
when you turn your attention to Bamford, it's like, oh, maybe it's starting to feel a bit of a bias.
Yeah, but with Bamford, right?
But Bamford feels
that
like
that
a
was
good
his
player.
good season.
Yeah.
He's a bad player in general. Like,
Ooh.
Oof.
no, he
Oof,
was.
that's a bit harsh.
He scored about 10 goals in the championship. Like
Okay.
in the last 3 seasons before going to the Premier League.
Okay.
And then the one year he's there, he does really well. And then when he comes back from injury, he's done nothing anyway.
How many goals did Watkins score in the Premier League this season?
11.
11.
much better.
That's a
not
pretty
much
good
better.
return.
Uh,
11 in the Premier League is a decent. Like if you're
Yeah,
if you're a striker in the Premier League
Is that not
and
bad
for a
level?
lower team and you're hitting plus 10, I think that's like
No,
pretty
but I think
good,
he should have done better though from the Champions
Well,
League.
But
side.
the problem is he was rotating wings a lot though, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Like he was.
don't make excuses for him.
But I still think Watkins was could have gotten about 15. He could have got if he finished the chances he's had, he could have gotten 15.
Yeah. I had West Ham and this is the worst one.
Very different.
I had them in 13th. They finished 7th. Yeah, they got the Europa Conference. So, but or UEFA. What is that? The Conference League?
Yeah,
UEFA Continent. I don't know what even
Conference.
it's called. Conference. It is
Yeah.
conference.
It's the Conference League, James. Are you
Saint-
not keeping up with that level of football, James?
God.
So shy.
I just know the Jose won it this year around. The Saints, I had an 18th. I had them to go down.
They weren't far off it.
Yeah.
But
But I
like-
don't think I would put them there.
To be honest, like, I think
I think
they
if-
got decimated with transfers. And
Yeah.
they've been getting decimated for years. Like when you look at that squad, that is just an
if
atrocious
Leeds,
team.
and if Leeds and Everton didn't have such like drastically bad seasons, Southampton really would have been down there.
Yeah, well, Southampton had a great purple patch between December and March.
Yeah, they were
That, like,
undefeated
they're
at home like,
undefeated.
for like 10 games.
They
or
were
something.
undefeated in general, I think,
Yeah.
between that period. So if that patch didn't happen,
But,
they would have been
but I feel
relegated.
like that's what Southampton's thing, right? They'll have this purple patch at some point during the season, and then when it's by the end of the season,
They're on the beach.
they'll be losing like 15 games in a row,
Yeah.
and they'll be borderline relegation again.
Yeah.
It
If
they-
always happens.
If they didn't have Ward-Prowse's free kicks, I think they'd be in a big
Like,
fucking situation.
First half of the season, you think, is this the year? Maybe Southampton will finally push for a top half finish. And then we hit March, and I'm like, oh, Southampton, they could be dropping again this year. It's
yeah,
just like,
they always drop out.
how?
second half.
It's like it's mad. This keeps happening, and sooner or later, they're not gonna get that purple patch, and
Like
they're gonna go
Burnley.
down again.
Well,
They're gonna
Timo
go down.
Werner is so happy to have them because he can only score against Southampton. Norwich 17th.
That was generous.
That was
James.
pretty generous.
That was all.
I had them to survive.
Predicting Norwich to stay up was always a generous
Yeah.
opinion to have.
Especially with Mike Dean at the helm.
Did we not
Hey,
all?
by then,
Dean Smith.
by then, like I didn't know that he would
Oh,
go.
yeah. The ref. Yeah,
Brentford, I had 19th.
Oh, to be fair, I mean,
yeah.
they.
All of us
Not
had
bad.
Brentford to go down.
Not bad.
Yeah,
shout.
because I don't think anyone expected them
And
to be
you
as
had
good
them
as they
to
were in that
finish
first
20th.
half.
Like
What?
you had them to
Yeah, I
finish 20th.
did. I still think next season they will.
Yeah, where did they finish it? Oh, they finished 13th.
That's
Damn,
pretty
really good.
decent.
That's kind of though. Maybe they could get hit by second season
Yeah.
syndrome because
Leeds happened to
Well,
do.
you have to realize they only they had a really good start to the season. Then they were really bad for like a solid from December all the way to like March or whatever. It wasn't until they really got, and it wasn't until when back in the season. It wasn't really until they signed Ericsson that they started to find a bit of form again.
yeah, no, because Tony started scoring after
Yeah,
Ericsson.
he started scoring, but I don't think that you got him back into it until
What's
after
up with
Ericsson came
United
back.
getting linked to Ericsson now? Like, I've seen a couple links of Ericsson to United, and you're just like, why are they doing that? The last thing they need is another cam. They've got Donny van der Beek.
Donny van der Beek is
They've got-
crap, though.
That's only because I'm under
Fernandez.
But he hasn't been given much time. Like, and they've got Bruno Fernandes, and they had Pogba who could also go in there. But now he's
Pogba
going.
is right.
Now he's going to Juventus. But come on, like, why are you gonna get another Cam? How does that help? And is he gonna sit? I don't know. It's just stupid. Here, I'll go into your ones, Karen.
All right.
'Cause
Who had the worst? Who had the most worst opinions?
I think I did, by a good part. Like, there's like,
Here, hold on. Him saying Norwich we're gonna stay up is enough.
Yeah.
To, enough to say
That's enough,
James.
yeah.
am I the only one? No, I'm the only one to have Norwich say.
You're the only person in the UK and Ireland who had Norwich to stay
I
up.
was just like, look, I like
Except for the guys that
Cantwell,
talk
I like
Norwich City.
Timo Pukki. I think
Yeah,
I think Southampton are shy.
I think even
And
Nor-
maybe the other two guys who come up might get relegated.
I even
so.
think even Norwich fans would have been saying that's pushing it a bit, man.
But they were so good to get up, you know. They did so well to get like
Yeah, they lost their best player though.
they topped it.
James,
Who'd they lose?
Buendia.
Oh, they did lose Bendy.
yeah, James, Fulham have been doing the yo-yo between the Premier
Yeah.
League and the Championship for the last like 5 seasons.
Why didn't Carvalho left?
And then Cantwell dropped off completely.
Yeah.
Oh, he
he's
was
gone.
non-existent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's gone
I
to-
told you
Well, he went
that
to Bournemouth.
Buendia was the
didn't
better player between the two.
He went to Bournemouth on loan.
Yeah, but he was crap as well though.
Was he there?
Yeah, he was crap as
Bournemouth,
well.
where players' careers go to die.
Well, Solanke's done well at Bournemouth.
Oh, the
Apparently he's
Championship.
picked it up again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you had United fourth, Connor.
Yep.
You had Leicester in fifth.
Yeah.
Which is another kind of shit one, I guess.
Villa 7th.
You had Villa eighth.
Right,
Yeah.
Arsenal ninth.
Ooh.
Ooh.
That was it.
What was your thinking process there?
Arsenal, for God's sake.
Why did I think?
Because
I think they were. I think they were just really bad at the moment. When we did the predictions, they didn't look great.
no, they weren't.
Yeah, and I think the other teams around them were looking better.
I think you might have a couple quotes on Arsenal, do you?
I must have said something about Arsenal. I don't know why I would have put them down.
You said,
that
I
bad.
don't know why you put Aubameyang on the left to accommodate for mediocrity. That was in
Yeah,
reference
no,
to,
no. You know what? I stand by that
to
one.
Lacazette.
I stand by that one.
Do you think they should have sold him, though?
Lacazette? Well, he's
Yeah.
gone now, isn't he?
Sorry, I
Both
mean
of them are gone,
Aubameyang.
Yeah, I think he
I mean, I don't know. I think if you had to choose between keeping Aubameyang and keeping Lacazette, I don't know why you're keeping Lacazette because he didn't even really play towards the back end of the season.
I don't think
either.
you keep either, really.
I
think
mean,
they
yeah,
made the
no,
right
but I
decision.
don't know why. Like when your options up front at that point were Eddie Nketiah and Alexander Lacazette, you're getting rid of Aubameyang. I think that's a stupid decision.
Here's another good one. You've got Everton 10th.
Yeah, no, that was. I don't even know what. Okay, hold on. To be fair, at that point they still had Ancelotti.
Yeah.
They still had Ancelotti.
No,
No,
they did.
No, they didn't, because
They
we've got
did.
some Rafa quotes here. I've got one for Rafa, actually.
For
I've
me,
got,
is it?
Agent Rafa.
no, I've got one. I said,
Nearly complete his mission.
I just feel like Rafa is going to do a good job.
Little did he know. He was on
From
it.
a Liverpool perspective.
Well, he started off well.
Like,
All right,
I just thought,
They started off well.
I thought he could have just been, like, he did well at Newcastle. That's why, not his Liverpool success. It was the whole fact that he did well with Newcastle, which wasn't too long ago. And that Newcastle team was much shitter than Everton's team. So I thought that, like, you know, maybe they could pull something out of their arse. But then, like, I think he was a bit unlucky with Calvert-Lewin getting injured.
Yeah. I mean, you
And
can't-
then dropping off.
But the whole James Rodriguez thing as well.
Sigurdsson.
I mean,
Sigurdsson as well.
can
yeah.
you, like at that point, could you, because they had looked decent enough under Ancelotti, could you have predicted that, like realistically, that they were going to go, like Calvert-Lewin, who was one of the top goal scorers that season, to get injured.
He got 20
for-
goals. He got
Yeah,
like
to
20
get
goals.
injured for that at the time, and then come back, and then still do nothing. He basically just didn't have your top goal scorer from that season for the entirety of that
No.
season. Like, who would have predicted Everton to go from where they were the season beforehand down to fighting relegation for a large part of the back end of the season?
What players do we think are good for Everton, though?
Calvert-Lewin.
Richard Harrison.
Selling Digne was a baffling decision. As
Oh,
well.
that was the best.
That
That
was
was,
a big-
the best decision
Who
they
was
ever
that
made.
between? Who was that between? Was that between Rafa?
I think that was
Rafa.
Rafa. That was Rafa.
Yeah.
Rafa and Dean, yeah.
Didn't like
And then
how
they
he played.
sold Lucas Digne,
And Boston and
and
Newcastle.
then they kicked out Rafa straight after that.
It wasn't much longer.
And
So
it's-
what was the point? Why are you kicking out?
I mean,
one
like-
of the
Because
best
Steven
players?
Gerrard wanted them. And Agent Rafa was willing to wait.
I mean, like honestly, right? When Damari Gray was probably their best player that season, you know it was bad.
No, I wouldn't say
He
was
had a
their
good
best
start.
He had a good
Yeah.
start, but like,
But he was shy.
but who else had a good season for them, Andrew? Tell me. Anthony Gordon.
Yeah.
That's probably
Anthony
it.
Gordon,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Richarlison at
Pickford,
times was
Pickford
okay.
was the best player all season.
Yeah,
Probably.
Yeah.
probably. And
If your goalkeeper is the best player that season,
Yeah.
it's not a good. It's not a good
It's
season.
Luca Digne for half the season.
yeah, I like. Okay, so Everton players we like.
Anthony Gordon. If he stops diving,
So there's Anthony Gordon, there's Calvert-Lewin.
yeah.
Richarlison.
Richarlison's pretty good.
I think he's.
I think he's a good player in the shit team. Yeah, he probably will leave. And Decore.
Yeah, I rate the core as
Obsession
well.
is with him.
I like Decore. I really like
Maybe
Decore.
Alan. No, actually, no.
He's a good.
He
He's good
was.
at carrying the ball.
He wasn't good this year, but his previous season was really good.
I
Under Ancelotti
Is
was
he,
better.
is Yerry Mina really bad? Or what?
Yeah, I think he's
He's
bad.
kind of bad.
I think
he's good in the air.
If
but-
he was English,
Their
he'd
whole-
be getting more slated than Tyrone Mings does.
If he was English, he'd be.
Their whole
worth
back
8
line.
million.
Their whole back line is bad.
I think James Tarkowski's signed for Everton now.
Yeah,
though.
yeah, that's interesting.
Is
That's
that-
a
is that-
decent sign.
is
That's
that
not too
confirmed,
bad.
or is it
yeah,
just-
I think it's confirmed.
That's a
think it
decent
might be,
signing. That's
yeah.
true. It's definitely an improvement for sure
Yeah.
over Michael Keane.
Yeah, but who would they start then? Is it Michael Keane?
Michael Keane, Yerry Mina.
Well, what about your man
Not Michael.
Godfrey?
Sorry.
Godfrey.
I don't
No.
think
Ben Guy's
no.
he plays more left full these days.
He's yeah,
Well, he's been switched along that back line quite a lot.
he's not really something. I don't
He's
think.
nothing special. Yeah.
Okay.
he's Premier League bang average. He's Premier League quality was bang average.
I mean, like to be fair, like when did you two have Everton? I'm pretty sure you guys didn't have him like
No.
at 16.
Andy had it the worst actually. Andy
Yeah, I had
had
8.
Everton in 9th.
Yeah.
So.
And where did you have them?
I had him
Oh,
eight-
sorry, no, I had them in 9th.
You had them ninth.
Andy had them in
8, I think.
yeah, 8th.
So somehow my opinion's not even the worst of the lot.
Yeah, yeah.
Because, but like that's a sorry. Like no one could predict Everton to have been that bad last season.
True, yeah.
Leeds, you had them in 11th. I had them in 10th.
Yeah. I
Which
mean,
is-
I think they probably would have ended around there.
And you have
again,
a very
if-
good quote actually. You have you can't compare Bielsa to Wilder. Chris Wilder.
You can't really.
You can't. no, you
I
can't.
think they're two different styles of play. Like.
They're two different styles of play.
What?
But what you were because in what that was in relation to was
Second season syndrome.
second season syndrome. Yes.
And I was right. Leeds stayed up, didn't they?
Barely.
I mean,
Last day of
let's
the
not
season.
act like Jesse Marsh did some being revolution at Leeds that keep them up.
That's alright.
It was just everyone else below them was just really bad.
No, they got on a purple patch when he joined, and then
No, fair,
No,
They
he
looked
did.
better defensively. I don't think they went on a
Norwich were
purple
gone
patch.
anyway.
They went-
so
yeah,
it
went
was
on
like
a
two
2
spots
3
for them.
games.
Yeah.
That
It was
Norwich were
saved them.
gone by like
Watford.
before
Norwich
Christmas.
are already gone.
Before
Watford were
Christmas.
pretty
Norwich were
good.
gone in the first.
Norwich were, yeah.
Norwich were gone when they
Nor-
sold Buendia.
No, Norwich.
Norwich were gone game one of the
Yeah,
Premier
when they
League.
sold
What,
Buendia.
Dean Smith.
When they sold
once he
Buendia.
stepped in, I was like, yeah, they're gone.
Watford were down as soon as they
Hodgson.
sacked your man and brought in Hodgson.
Yeah.
What? No.
Who was? What was his
No,
name?
Ranieri. Oh, Zisco.
No, because how
Oh,
many?
they
how
brought
many?
in Ranieri.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was
No,
it?
don't
Yeah.
forget they brought had Ranieri, yeah, and then they brought Hodgson in.
No, but who was before that? There was your
Z-
man.
Zisco.
Zisco, yeah,
he was
yeah.
the guy who brought them back up.
He was very good. I thought he was okay.
He
wasn't
he
doing
was
that bad.
doing fine, and they sacked him again. They sacked him for no reason. They were doing well.
I am brings in Ranieri.
And then
I
they
don't
brought-
know what's
Was
up
there
with-
not another guy in between
What's
that?
up with their owners?
No,
Like,
no.
I don't get them.
Fucking
I-
Egypt.
Because as soon as they're not like winning all their games,
What was it?
Well, that's it.
What was it? It was,
Yeah.
it was
They're gone.
What
To be
was
fair
it?
though, it worked from like last time they were in the Premier League.
No, it didn't.
They
They
were
got
for 5
relegated again.
years.
No, they were for a while there, but then they had
No.
Marco Silva for a while. He was doing okay, and then
Yeah.
they sacked him, and they did like
No, Andrew. The last time they were in the Premier League before that last season, they did the same thing again.
You know, but they
Man,
were on for
We had
5
sacked
seasons
Nigel
though.
Pearson with 3 games to go after the season,
Chique Sanchez
Yeah, Quique
Flores.
Sanchez-Flores.
He was very good,
and then he lasted 6 games.
and then they
They sacked him.
Yeah,
Brought in Nigel Pearson. They kept him until like 3 games left, and then they brought in another guy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I'm
they've got the
saying
biggest
is
trigger finger.
that,
They're worse than Chelsea.
in the
And again, Nigel Pearson was doing well because I think that was not long after he beat United.
Didn't he beat Liverpool?
no, it wasn't long. It was
No, they beat Liverpool. They beat United as well.
they lost to West Ham though. It needs to win that game against West Ham, and then they
but still no
lost.
reason to sack him though.
Yeah,
What-
but I
what-
think what I think what works for them is since they don't have a lot of money, right? Is that they kind of rely on these purple patches. So if things start going wrong, they go, okay, change the
That's
manager.
one way to waste money, though.
Yeah,
all these guys have
you're paying them
contracts.
the contracts.
But I'm sure they're on short-term contracts. And
Short-
even I feel
Andrew,
like
Andrew, short-term contracts would be like 1 or 2 years, not 12 games.
Yeah.
no, but but what I'm saying is like
2 months?
I feel like Watford managers get into the job, right?
Knowing that they'll get sacked.
Yeah, and it's more of a way to raise their profile rather than a way of being a manager.
Hodgson
They don't,
probably lasted
they
much
don't-
longer than he should have.
yeah, he shouldn't have even been there. But I feel like
Came out of retirement for the crack.
Watford managers know they're not going to be there for a season. They just know they're going to be there for about 10 games, and they know they're going to be able to raise their profile just by being the Watford manager.
Are they?
Is that raising
Are
your
you gonna
profile?
raise your profile?
Is getting sacked as Watford manager after 10
Yeah,
games
I
increasing
don't think so.
saving your profile? I don't think
Well,
it
I
is.
mean, when they hire managers like Gisco, who's ever heard of him?
Oh,
And
did you
people
hear-
go, he got them promoted.
But
Well,
like,
you're well.
Hasn't
what-
Nigel
Marco
Pearson
Silva?
damaged his...
What position were Watford when they sacked him? I'm pretty sure they were like
And look-
decently mid-table.
They have the Forest. Now they have the Forest Green manager, right? He went from League Two to Championship now, right? So if he does half a good job in the last half the season, people will look at him and go, "Oh yeah, fair enough.
Well,
I think
actually,
to my
didn't he,
League
just
One
get,
club."
didn't he get Forest Green promoted and then
Yeah.
left?
Yeah, but
He should have stuck with them. He has a bigger chance bringing them up, but he probably won't even like hold on to Manuel Dennis or...
I say they hold on
Sarr.
to Emmanuel Dennis.
No.
I can see
I'm
them.
baffled
No.
that they still managed to hold on to Sarr.
but he's
had a
not
bad
that great
season.
though, is he?
He was always talked about though. He was always
Yeah,
linked.
he's
And
he has a good reputation.
Yeah, he's built up that reputation playing for Watford.
Okay, here's some other ones. Okay, well that's definitely all right. Burnley 15th.
Who the hell is that? You?
Yeah.
No.
What were you thinking?
What was I thinking? the Burnley have been in the Premier League for 6 years, and I'm not going to think
they
they're
don't
going
play
to.
good football though.
When they were in a Premier League season with Norwich and Watford, and they'd been in it for the last like 6 years, I think it was a pretty solid guess that they were going to stay up.
To be fair, they've made some good signings this year.
Who?
Burnley.
Yeah, who they signed?
Nathan Collins, Maxwell Cornet, and
Cornet was a decent signing,
Yeah.
I say.
Yeah, but like he
He
needed
did
someone
not-
there to
Sorry,
help
it's
him.
alright. No, he did like. Cornet should never have been at that club.
No, he shouldn't have. I
He
don't know.
didn't
What,
want to be at the start though, didn't he? Not?
I felt sorry for Vivek Horst actually, because I thought
Okay,
he showed a lot of promise, especially in the first couple of games.
I didn't think he
But
was
I
that
don't
good.
think like he didn't really get any good.
I mean,
He had a lot of great chances, I guess, that
I
he
think
should have finished.
They were
but-
talking like from the period when Erling Haaland started playing for Dortmund. It was Lewandowski, Erling Haaland, and then
And
Weghorst
yeah.
as terms of top goal scorer in
Yeah.
that time. And like when you look at him, you think he's got the perfect profile for a Burnley
He's
forward,
so
right?
yeah.
You just think there's no way he's not going to do well, and he kind of did at the start. And then just like everything else with Burnley,
But
kind
to
of
be honest,
the
like,
chucks, the wheels fell off the chuck.
Dwight
No
McNeil fell off though a lot.
No striker did well for Burnley this season, though.
No.
Like Vokes didn't do. Not Vokes. Barnes didn't do too well,
And then they sold Chris Wood for some reason.
and Chris Wood
I
didn't do well.
I find
well,
hila-
sorry, for some reason they sold Chris Wood.
I
Did you
f-
see
no.
how much money they got offered for Chris Wood?
I find it hilarious, right? I
would, like.
find it hilarious that Newcastle were looking at Burnley and they're thinking, okay, what? Okay, first of all, the idea that someone would buy a striking option off of Burnley to begin with is hilarious. But looking at their forward options, looking at Ashley Barnes and Chris Wood and thinking, Wood, that's what you think?
No,
Really?
yeah,
Barnes is
right.
way
Got-
Barnes
no,
is better than Wood, man.
for 2
Come on.
seasons in a row, though, Chris Wood before that had got plus 10 goals.
I think Barnes had as well, though.
No,
Uh,
Barnes.
did it like 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Nah, there's no.
I
I
go,
know I would
that's-
look at their forward. I mean, I wouldn't look at their forward options to begin with, anyway.
No,
But I
you
don't
would-
think I'd look at that and think Chris Wood's the option for us.
Oh, if I had to
20
choose
mil?
those four on a free, I'd go Wood.
I wouldn't.
On the
I'd
floor.
go Barnes.
You had to go for him.
Connor had Norwich 18th,
I was feeling generous that day.
and you had Brentford 17th.
Not bad.
You have a pretty good quote about Brentford, actually.
Uh,
I think Tony will be like Mitrovic.
he kind of was. He didn't really live up to expectations, did he?
I don't think anyone, but he got.
He got
Okay,
a-
he had
he
a
got-
lot
he-
of penalties.
Yeah, but he got a couple of goals, and he
Yeah.
I don't know if he broke 10, but that's very Mitrovic-esque, right? They stomped the championship, and you think, oh,
They
maybe
didn't really stop the championship.
no. I'm talking in terms of goal scoring. Like Ivan Toney bagged loads of goals that in championship. Mitrovic continues to bag loads of goals in the championship, and then he hits the Premier League, and then does
He
Ghosts.
got 12 goals and 5 assists.
12 goals. That's not
That's
bad.
a solid.
How
That's
that's
many
really
were the
decent.
penalties? He must have got about 4.
he got quite a lot. I can check now. He had 5 penalties.
Scored,
Yeah,
so 7 goals.
5.
7 goals from open play.
Yeah.
But those sound
To be
like
honest,
similar
though-
numbers to what Mitrovic would get.
To be
Like
honest,
what? Like what?
He was better than Mitrovic, though.
It's similar enough. but like you would think they would do better, but they just end up.
To be honest-
down.
No, but I think with Mitrovic,
I think
it was under Scott Parker that he kind of fell off.
Well, hold on.
Well, he didn't get any game time actually.
Yeah.
You watch Mitrovic in the Premier League this season, and you
didn't.
you see if, no you like this
Yeah,
this season,
Yeah.
the season coming up,
Yeah.
and like it'll be the exact same thing again. Where
I don't think so.
he'll ghost again.
So I think they'll have like an actual mid-table squad this season. Fulham.
We've been saying it. We said it last time.
I'd say
as
it
well.
last time.
I think they can spend lots of money, but it still can't actually make it work.
Yeah.
And you have to remember, it's Marco Silva.
Yeah.
Like,
Was he the one manager to do well at Watford? Marco Silva.
I think he's the only one.
He's
Yeah.
pretty shit at Everton, so. I don't
Didn't he
know.
do that with what was his name? The striker, the Italian lad. Stefan. Began with an I. Didn't he go to United for a while as well?
oh, I know who you're talking about.
the-
Igalo.
Yeah.
Gallo.
he's not
Igalo.
Italian.
Oh,
It's like Nigerian.
Yeah.
what a
No, there was
strange
somebody-
signing that was.
There was somebody else though. No, I'm forgetting. But Gallo, yeah.
What a
did that
strange
well.
signing that was.
Okay, so
He's back in China now, is he?
I think so.
these are this is
cares?
pretty bad for Andy. Okay.
What did he know?
Yeah, United in third.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's not had them fourth, so.
Did you have them above
That was
Liverpool?
before.
Yeah.
That
You
was
had them
bef-
above Liverpool?
yeah, that was before Ronaldo came to United. as
Yeah.
well.
That was.
Alright.
That's awful.
So
Yeah,
that's like
What a bad call.
he had Chelsea second and Liverpool fourth.
What?
Oh, to be fair,
No, there's
You
nothing,
did so
there's
bad.
nothing to be fair to that.
you did so bad the previous season.
Yeah, without
And
any
we-
good
I thought
defenders.
Mane was
we
gonna stay back.
argued that argued with this at that point as well.
Yeah.
We had half our team missing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
Alright,
most
I
of
can
the
see.
Still
season.
finished
I
fourth.
can see it, right? What else is bad there?
You had Leicester
Villa
in
first.
seventh. It's not that bad considering they finished eighth.
Yeah.
You had
Yeah.
Everton eighth,
Yeah.
That was
which
bad.
is just bad. But like, I mean, like no one could have
And
predicted
that's
that.
bad. That's bad in hindsight, but it
But,
wasn't
like,
at the time.
if you
No,
said that at the time, no, it
You
wasn't
were
that bad.
like,
I think we were still saying that you had them too high though at the time.
Yeah.
Like we said it like a couple of times. Like, oh, that's a bit way too high. Like,
I'm actually curious. Where did we all have West Ham? I'm pretty sure we didn't have West Ham that high.
No, he did.
no, I had West Ham in. Sorry, I had West Ham in ninth.
Because I feel like West Ham are like the interesting
I
case,
think I
right?
had
Because
West
they
Ham.
over.
No, sorry, I had West Ham much further down. Sorry, I had West Ham
He's at 13th.
in 13th. Yes.
Yeah. When
I
did
West
have
Ham in 13th, and Andy has them in 13th as well. You had them in. Let me check now. I think you had them in like 7th or something like that.
No.
them? Wait, was that one of the ones I actually got right?
No, you were like one off.
Oh.
I think you had West Ham in 7th. Oh yeah, you got that was
No,
one
no.
that you got right. Yeah.
Oh, so and you guys gave me shit for
I
that
think
one
we
too.
did, yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on, I actually think I think
Yeah, we
did
did.
I not have a quote
We
about
thought
that
you
as
were
well?
actually thick.
No.
Did I not?
Do I have any quotes about West Ham? We didn't really discuss West Ham too much, to be honest.
Except for me
Oh.
putting that.
Let's do some
Andrew
quotes
had West Ham.
13.
No, he said he put he got Arsenal right. He had Arsenal 5th,
Yeah.
and we were like why would you have Arsenal so high? And he was like, well, I think this is very like poetic, but he said, I think Europe is not coming to the Emirates. Sorry, he said Europe is not coming to the Emirates. Arsenal will have a better season.
Wait, what?
So, I think with Europe not coming to the Emirates.
Oh, okay. I thought you said.
Sorry, I read that wrong.
Yeah, okay.
I think with Europe not coming to the Emirates, Arsenal will have a better season.
It also helped.
Very poetic.
It also helped for them that they didn't really do well in the domestic cups either. So that really saved us.
Let me see. Did he have anything in
Anything
relation
outlandish?
to? Did anyone have anything in relation to West Ham? I mean, you had an awful quote about Adam Armstrong, Car.
Yeah, no, I'll concede that one.
He said Adam.
I'll concede that one.
You said Adam Armstrong would score a solid 10 to 15 goals.
What?
I thought he would. I thought he would.
You're the worst.
I
champ.
mean, I can't say much. I've got some of the worst stuff here.
Let's read out the bad stuff.
Do you want me to read out just some of my,
Some funny
my
quotes.
awful
Go on.
ones? Grealish was a bit of a stupid signing. That was a good one for me.
I think
pointless.
you and me were
Yeah.
were bad on
I just think
Grealish.
that one was pointless because they didn't actually use him really.
No.
in the end.
Nope.
Like,
No.
they just bought him, I think, because he was
For the
English.
cool. Because he's very marketable.
Like
though.
these are a mix of good ones and bad ones. There's
He
just a
is.
big mix.
I
I think
only
for,
thing you ever say. He's marked.
He was
not good or
No,
anything.
he was deadly for Villa though.
James,
Yeah, because
we say some of these things, right? It's high risk, high reward, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because in
you
years
were
time,
very careful though. There was barely any of outlandish statements.
to be
from
fair,
you
Adam
last
Armstrong was scored a solid 10 to 15
Come
was
on.
fairly outlandish.
for Southampton. Like,
But I also said West Ham would finish 7th, which I got grief for then. It's actually funny. You guys gave me grief for that one, but not for saying Adam Armstrong.
No, no. To be honest, I don't think we gave you much grief for the West Ham thing, but we did say like, I just don't think West Ham would do well because I can't see them hitting the high that they hit because the previous seasons they were shite. They survived relegation before they hit like, what was it, Europa League.
Mm-hmm.
So the thought that they get around Europa League again just seemed a bit mad to me. Like,
yeah.
Right, what else did you say?
I think Firmino was so past it.
Yeah.
He was injured.
Yeah, he's a pass. He was a pass of the season before.
It's hard to say when he hasn't played
I don't-
enough.
I would stand by that. I don't think he's nowhere near what
He's
he
got
used
that.
to be.
He's got
Yeah.
that.
He's still
he's
a
got-
good player.
He's got that
but-
Jamie Vardy drop off.
Yes. Mane,
Didn't know Firmino was English.
I have more faith in Mane coming back than Firmino,
Yeah, that was.
I mean,
From-
yeah.
considering he did do pretty well. Here's one that we had that was kind of interesting. Prem teams are quick to write off strikers, such as Haller from West Ham.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a good
He's-
season.
To be honest, he did
he's-
have a good season.
He's fine
Ajax,
at Ajax now.
Like my predictions were pretty bad, but I do have some
Did he not
decent
finish?
quotes.
Did he not finish like one of the top goal scorers in Champions League this season?
He
Yeah,
probably
he
would
did.
have.
And they got knocked out in the
Yeah.
round of 16.
Did it was around 16? Yeah,
Yeah,
they got
yeah.
knocked out by Benfica.
Benfica.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a shock, wasn't
This is definitely the year for Jamie Vardy to drop off.
Yeah.
it? Well, when he doesn't.
No,
play,
James. Talk about last year, not the year before. What coach did you have from last season?
Don't worry. No,
that's
that's a statement for the next season.
next season. Oh, okay, right.
Same thing, copy and paste.
The day the day who gets
Don't you try.
what the hell? I think I might have wrote this wrong. The day who gets in behind. Oh, the day of the striker who gets in behind with pace is gone. That's what I said.
Uh,
I think
Watkins
that
does
might
that
be
a lot, really.
I think that might be true.
that might be true.
I think when you look at some of the strikers now that City are kind of going for and Liverpool are going for now, like Liverpool are of course Darwin Núñez and Haaland are extremely fast, but I think they're kind of guys who can, like, look how well Benzema did.
They go for space.
Look
more
how
than
well
getting
Benzema
the
did in the Champions League. He's not a guy who's running in with pace. He's a guy with
ball. Finds the right space.
same with Lewandowski. Like,
But he kind of had to know, you know.
look at Zlatan.
Maybe.
Anyway,
What else did you say?
Pepe looked quality at the back end of last season.
Did he even play last season?
He did
The
last
Arsenal
season,
winger.
but as in the season gone.
No, I
before
mean,
we
like,
went into it.
How did that one hold up?
Well,
I mean, I guess
because I said he will have a good season.
Okay, yeah, I guess the slag thing. He did play well towards the back end of that season, but he didn't play at all this season.
For a player that cost
That
what,
season.
70 something million.
It was like 72 million or
you
something.
kind of expect, I mean,
Mad.
him not to just have a good end of the season.
I just don't think Arsenal are a fifth place team.
I mean,
that aged like a fine wine.
it's funny. Yeah, no, it's just funny. That's exactly where they finished.
Oh, we got talking about Damsgaard.
Who?
Damsgaard,
The
the Danish
Danish.
winger in the Euros.
the guy who did really well in the Euros and then no one bothered to do anything with.
Oh.
And I said that he was unreal, and that he'd be a good signing for anyone.
And then did anyone
Do you
sign
wanna
him?
do you wanna hear his record for the season?
yeah,
Right, go on.
Played-
1 goal in 10 games.
He played 11 games, 0 goals, 0 assists.
Nice. Because he's not playing with Ericsson.
Yeah, that might be it. Yeah.
This was okay. I don't rate Nuno Espirito Santos.
I mean, 6 games wasn't exactly much time.
Yeah, to be
No,
fair.
but he was fucking awful.
when he looked at Wolves, like, I think that was quite impressive.
Yeah,
That's
that's fair.
What else?
But
did you
I don't know. I think Dele Alli is unreal.
That is a fine one.
Yeah,
No,
that
to be,
aged
no,
like milk.
no, to be fair, that was questionable at the time as well.
Yeah, look,
He had like
do
two
we
good
still
seasons.
think that Dele Alli can
No.
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 He had,
come back? No,
he had two good seasons
At
at
this point,
Spurs,
no.
and everyone thought he was like going to be the next bloody.
he had a
point guard.
season where he scored
He
20
had
goals.
He
in the
had
Premier
and he had one patch under Mourinho where you just think, oh, he's a bit of a good player, and then he just disappears again. He just ghosts too
But
often.
for Cam to get 20 goals, like that's something special.
Yeah, but he just ghosts
Surely
now
there's
these
one
days.
day he can do that again. You know,
I think with Dele Alli's problem
he's still
is
young. He's like 25,
4,
26.
isn't he?
At Everton,
Yeah.
though, you're not exactly going to be.
I think
breaking.
the part with Dele Alli is that he's probably
I
not
forgot he's at Everton.
motivated enough. I feel like he's
Yeah,
probably.
well, you did say this. You said,
Shit.
I remember this now. You said,
That's going to be good.
where is it now? Yeah. I think Dele Alli plays too much Fortnite.
that one I think is still true.
yeah.
That one's probably
So
still
Are
maybe-
you sure you're
true.
not mixing that up with Ozil, no?
Who?
Ozil, remember he was playing that?
Who?
I mean, most of them were playing.
No, I think
We were
I
playing-
think Andrew's Dele Alli quote's still true. Quite frankly.
Yeah. I just feel like Rafa is going to do a good job. I said
yeah,
that one.
yeah. I
earlier.
talked about that one. That
I
was
said
pretty bad.
Bamford. And my last bad one is Firpo is a decent signing.
God.
Yeah.
Man, I'll tell you, right? I'll tell you, it takes an especially shambolic performance across the season to look like the worst defender for Leeds.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
Yeah.
Especially when you have Luke Ayling in your team, for you to look like the worst defender on the pitch, that's bad.
I
He
mean,
probably was their best
Luke
defender.
Ayling's not that bad though.
he
considering
kind of is, though.
Some
No,
people
he
were
kind of
saying-
is.
Some people were saying he should get an England call.
Not
Not
even
last
close.
season, but coming up to the Euros, they were
Not
like,
even close, man. Even at that point, no, I thought he was still
Well,
bad.
fair, the fact that Mings can get a call up, and like that's.
I mean, isn't that bad though?
He's not good,
He was
though.
Aston
Nah,
Villa's
he's not
best.
good.
He was Aston Villa's best defender,
That's not saying
best
much,
centre back
though.
this
Right,
season.
what are
That's
some
not saying
questionable
So
ones I said?
here's some things from Connor. I don't think City will win the league comfortably. That's very good.
No, I was right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was
that's
100% right with that.
Yeah.
Because of Klopp, Liverpool will get second. Like Connor was really he had a really fantastic. It was hard for me to find any on him, but he didn't say any outlandish things. To say,
Yeah.
it was like he pulled back.
You can't realize. Oh wait, fuck.
You said Liverpool's poor season was due to a lot of injuries, so you think that Liverpool would have a good season this
Yeah.
season?
I mean, up until a week
I mean,
before the end of the season, we were in for the quadruple.
Well,
True.
I don't know. Well, yeah, you said that the whole Aubameyang thing. You can't compare Bielsa to Wilder. I think Tony would be like Mitrovic. Sarr wasn't great the season before.
Yeah, no, I was right.
Yeah,
I was right.
I mean, and the worst one that you ever said was Adam Armstrong.
Yeah, that was bad.
10 to 15.
that was bad. But I was pretty much hit on everything
Honestly,
else, though.
yeah. I mean, you should try to save your arse pretty well, but
Well, to be fair, the thing I did say, I
all
was
I'm
correct
saying
on.
is you just got
There's a
be
lot
a
for
bit
him
more
to do.
outlandish.
A bit outlandish.
15, like come on.
Uh,
For Southampton, like.
Big list right here.
At the point, at that time, me saying West Ham would get 7th again was outlandish.
Buendia is a good Jack Grealish replacement.
What?
Yeah, he was.
Oh,
agree
sorry,
with
that.
sorry, you didn't say. You said Buendia is the Jack Grealish.
He is.
Oh, okay.
Well-
That's a bit different than saying he's a good.
Well,
he's the.
he is
He's
the.
pinnacle. He's the best player we could have replaced.
I think he
him with.
plays a lot like Jack Grealish.
He's good.
Yeah.
It's not as
Yeah,
good.
You said-
he does a lot of flashy
You
stuff. and then
said
doesn't
Jacob
contribute.
Ramsey is okay, but you were kind of
Oh,
almost,
that's interesting. I feel like you say. I feel like your opinion's gone the other way now, hasn't
yeah,
it?
because he's actually quality.
I think he was stuck in his dick there last week.
Yeah, I think he's like one of your favorite players now, isn't he, Andy?
You said we will be lucky to get 20 games out of Danny Ings.
Probably.
Well, I think
It's
fair
not
enough.
bad, yeah.
I don't think. But I
How
don't
much
think,
did Danny Ings
but
get?
that wasn't.
actually?
I don't think it was necessarily because of injury, though, right?
That was
He
He
was-
just,
came off the
weren't
bench a
playing.
lot, really.
yeah, it's because he's not paid.
He just weren't playing it, as opposed to like he was injured.
Let me see. Danny Ings. What did he get?
Not much.
What are you
games.
saying? What were we
25
saying
games.
Danny Ings got?
I'd say
28
he got
games. I'd say.
18 now.
He got 30 games,
Oh, what?
22 starts, 7 goals and 6 assists.
That's pretty decent.
He's actually a lot better at like his true balls are actually a lot better than you think they're gonna be.
Dan Ings was always a fairly solid
He's
player.
only
He was just
29.
he was just
Yeah.
always injured. at
You always
Liverpool,
forget that. Yeah.
But
you know?
the thing
Yeah.
is, he's his
Injury prone.
Striking records went down.
it's
this
going
season.
down
Like what
and
was
down.
what was it?
It was at 22.
What was
then
he
it
at
went to
Burnley?
12 and now it's 7.
What was he? What did he get at Burnley before he
But
signed for us?
he was always back up to Watkins though.
In the
That's what you
championship,
remember.
he got 21 goals, and then Was he in the Prem for a while with Burnley?
He had one season.
For one
I'd say.
season, I think. And that season he got 11 goals, 4 assists.
Decent enough. And then he was just injured all the time for
Yeah.
Liverpool.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I think
that's
his
what we
last
saw.
season
I
for
think he
Liverpool
bought
he
him when
got
he was
7
injured,
goals, I think. Or
Yeah.
that might have been when he first moved to Southampton, I don't know. Let's see another one here. I just don't think they get 5th 3 years in a row.
Oh, this is Leicester.
Leicester.
His Leicester, yeah.
This is Leicester.
And
I mean,
Yeah,
he,
he's
again,
on
he,
point.
he
He's
was
on
right.
point. Yeah,
he was right.
He's right.
Yeah.
I just don't think for the reason that he thought
Yeah.
he would be.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's thinking,
Madison had that. Madison had that Jamie Vardy drop
yeah,
off.
he had that drop off.
He had that drop off, man.
No, last season he was good.
Oh, this season.
It was the season before that he wasn't great.
But he
This
hasn't
season
been
he did
great.
well. Like, look at his stats.
Right, like.
He started off poor.
Yes,
Started off
he
poor.
started off very poor, but
It went to the back
he
end.
picked up
He picked up.
big time. What did he get? Madison.
I find he kind of disappears in the big games.
Yeah.
But he kind of does.
Madison got 12 goals, 8 assists in 28 starts.
It's pretty good.
That's
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah.
20
I
goal
imagine
involvements.
a lot of them were towards the back end, though.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
20 goal involvements in, for a Cam is very good. Like, you can't. That was actually his best season yet.
What else did I say?
Let's see, what else did Andy say? I think Rodrigo will have a good year.
No, that
Yeah,
was
that was a
Rodrigo
good
for
one.
Leeds.
That was a good one. Andy.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, to be fair, he probably earned a lot of money, so he probably did have a good year.
Andy was kind of right with this again. Do you think Bielsa will do a Chris Wilder?
Well, we'll never know because he got sacked. He got sacked. We'll never truly know the answer to that one.
Antonio is too much of an injury prone.
He is.
Yeah, he was. He was
Well,
injured for a
yeah,
big chunk
well,
of the season.
that was probably right at the time, but I don't think. You think
He was injured for a
He
good
was
bit of the
injured,
season.
was he?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
a
a
lot.
good chunk before, like
And towards
the
the end
African
as well.
Cup of
Towards the
Nations.
end,
I think
yeah.
it was around then.
Oh, he's injured around the African Cup of Nations. Yeah, like how Liverpool and City players will get injured before international break.
I like João Pedro.
Okay, we can't fault him with that one, right? He could have he didn't say anything like strong about it. It's like I think João Pedro will be one of the best players.
Yeah,
in the league.
yeah.
He's like, I like him.
I didn't say 15 goals a season.
Yeah, that was going on.
15 goals a season.
For
Oh,
seven-
no, who knows? Maybe Armstrong outscored João Pedro. You know, who knows?
he probably did. Actually.
Matty Cash will have a better season.
He got player of the season.
For Aston Villa.
He was very good. He was very good. I think you were like very on point with that. That's not one to like spite you. I think that's a really good one. Brentford are the most Brentford are the most overhyped team to get promoted.
Did Brentford finish above Villa?
Yeah, they did.
That makes it even better.
I still think they're gonna have second season syndrome. Though.
They're overhyped though, lads. I'm telling you.
Every team that gets there's always that one team that get overhyped.
Like I know, I just find it funny, right? Because I'm pretty sure every like pundit and we had Brentford finishing pretty low, and you're like, they're overhyped, lads. I'm telling you. They're finishing 20th. You actually no, you said they'd finish 20th. Actually.
Now Andy's predictions for like to do with players were pretty god awful.
Oh, yeah.
So we did like top goal scorer, best player, and all that.
Oh, that's right. I forgot we did that.
So top goal scorer for Andy was Harry Kane.
Oh.
No,
he was
yeah.
like third or something, wasn't
He came.
No, it was
fourth.
Ronaldo, wasn't it?
he?
He came fourth.
Yeah,
it
Ronaldo,
was. He must have came. No.
No,
was he
it's
still
Salah,
behind? Was
Song.
he still behind Jota?
I think it was Jota, Ronaldo, Kane.
Let me look.
Well, that would still be fourth.
No,
'cause-
Ronaldo-
No, that would still be fourth.
Ronaldo
Right?
got 19 goals this season in the Premier, I think, didn't he?
Yeah, 18 or 19.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Jota only had like 20 or 21.
No, Jota didn't get that much.
I don't
No,
know.
he did.
Jota
He did.
got like
No, he had
14 or
20
No,
something.
Ronaldo had like 18,
'Cause Jota
and
didn't
Jota
get
only
as-
got like 12 or 14.
No, Jota had like 20.
Because Jota had got a lot
You're
on
talking
it.
about all games.
No, I'm talking about Prem.
No,
I'm pretty
no,
sure.
you're
I
well
think-
off.
I thought he only had like 12.
No, he
or
was
something.
there.
There's
top
no.
goal scorer.
I can
Because
guarantee
he
you.
started off pretty well, then they brought Luis Diaz in, then like, his
Yeah.
game time
Jota
dropped.
got
I thought it was only
15 goals, 4 assists.
In the Premier, that's not
Close to
bad.
20 goal involvements, but he
bad, though.
had 27 starts. But hang on,
Hold on, who was the other Liverpool player? Because one of the other
Mane got 9 or 10.
I swear there was another Liverpool player that was up near the top of that chart.
Salah topped it.
Yeah, I know Salah topped it, but I'm talking about another Liverpool player that was top.
Was Mane not somewhere near there?
No.
he only got 10 or something.
Did he? Oh.
Hang on. Premier League top goal scorers. Like I'm fairly sure. Like I know the top 3. The top 3 for sure goes
Salah,
Salah,
Song.
Son,
The same.
and then Ronaldo.
Didn't Son and Salah get the same now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
dude.
don't know what. Whatever. He should have. Salah should have scored more, but
Like I said, he scored in like 2 games out of the last like 13 we had the season.
Man, this is all time. 20, 21, 22. Here we go. Salah, Son, Ronaldo, and then Kane came fourth with 17. So he's one off Ronaldo, but he had an awful
We had a
start.
load of assists as
He had
well.
an awful start to the season.
Like how many? I wonder how many. I wonder how many like his like Son's goals that Harry Kane assists.
Um,
Oh, he had most of them, right?
Apparently they're
Yeah.
one of the best duo.
They are the best duo, I think.
Yeah, of all time.
Yeah.
He's out.
I think
Yeah, yeah.
they broke the record.
And Leclerc as
yeah,
well.
he had 17 goals and 9 assists.
Yeah, I'd say all of
That's
them.
a
I'd
very
say all of
good
them
season.
for Song.
I think Harry Kane kind of went under the radar this year. To be honest,
He
like
started off pretty poor.
that's not
and then
even
went
like
on the
his
radar.
worst season goal wise, even.
Well, yeah, he didn't score until like Newcastle, I think,
Yeah.
and that was a fair few games into the season.
Yeah.
Wasn't that a penalty though?
No, I think that was no. Cause I remember that game because it was the one where the fan had the
Oh, okay, what time so?
what? No,
What?
that was
Oh,
different.
that was
no,
Everton.
that was
There's
different.
a guy. Oh, zip
No,
tied
it was one
himself.
of the many like
They say
stoppages.
cool,
'cause
suicided
the
himself.
fan had a problem in the stands.
No, apparently, like,
Oh,
Because there was a
yeah.
bunch of those games this season.
no, but you know,
Worrying.
apparently,
Sure,
you know,
the
apparently,
Roland Garros had somebody tied
Apparently-
themselves to the net.
the amount
No, I
of
meant the like fans having like heart problems and their stuff in
Oh
the stands.
yeah.
Like, just dropping
I think
down.
that's that might have been
no, but you know,
vaccine. I don't know.
Let's not get into
No.
that on a Premier League review thing.
but you know, apparently, the same amount of like those sort of heart problems probably did happen. So that now they give more attention to it and get more of the the team's medical staff involved.
I don't know. If,
I don't know. I don't think
think
so.
so.
Like that
Hard
would have
enough-
happened in the past for sure. There's not like they just
No.
leave someone in the stands just fucking dying.
He's flopping around. It's like, ah,
Like,
lad,
there's no way.
Guys, he's dying. We just scored a goal. Hey,
We don't care. We got a penalty.
Yeah. Trampling all over the person.
Everyone just like toss them down the stands.
crowd surfing. Way.
Okay, you had
Well-
Havertz to be the Premier League Player of the season.
Oh man, that was a joke. That was a joke. That was.
That was such a wild.
They scored that one goal against Liverpool and like player of the season.
You had Olise to be the best young player.
He was good.
He was good.
I'd say close. Quite close and we probably really should have been.
Yeah. And you had Alisson to get the most clean sheets.
He did, didn't
Yeah,
he?
he
got
did.
joined,
He was joined.
With who?
Ederson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Connor, you had Salah as top goal scorer.
Yeah.
First hit,
You
Uh-huh.
had Kevin De Bruyne
first assist.
As player of the season.
as best player of the season.
Oh,
Was
you
he?
got that, didn't you?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Oh man.
And
Oh,
you,
did I say Foden as well, didn't I?
you had Foden to be young player of the season.
Who? I hit the trifecta.
After I said Foden would be.
Actually, no.
Do you want to know who
I,
you said?
I know. I remember what I said. I said Jack.
You said
Harrison.
Jack Harrison.
I thought he was young as well. He's like what, like 24. or
You
something?
said you would have went with Jack Harrison if he was younger than 24.
because because I thought he did a really good start for Leeds, and then I was like,
Wow.
okay, Phil Foden. But I was still right though. Phil Foden. I hit the trifecta.
Yeah, and you had
Bang.
Alisson for clean sheets.
I got all 4 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
I had Ederson for clean sheets. I had
Correct.
Foden for young player.
Correct. who's your player of the year, James?
Maybe we could just skip
Armstrong for
on
Who's your
that.
player of the year, there, James?
I had Salah for top goal scorer.
Yeah. Who's your player of the year, though, James?
Was Kante.
Oh,
Okay, I thought it was ridiculous. I thought like
Yeah.
Jack.
He had a
Harrison-
big drop off this season though. He was nowhere near it.
He didn't really play much, though, did he?
Nowhere near it.
No.
He was just nowhere near it.
Jack Harrison.
You know, I can't believe Spurs signed Basuma for 25 million.
Oh, get over it.
Agent, right?
I was devastated. I wanted Basuma. But I suppose you're better off having Kamara because Kamara had never committed a rapey. So,
Well, that's not proven, is it?
yeah.
All right, Andrew.
I'm gonna let you know.
Getting really dark there, aren't you?
Yeah, all right, Andrew.
Andrew,
Relax there, would you?
I'm a bit butthurt, okay?
Yo, I'd say so. I don't know. What do you think of? Because there was a couple of weird things that happened during the season. But
I
you-
mean, there's nothing that there's a bunch of things that happened during the season that you couldn't just like predict going into it, right?
well, do you guys think, like, be honest, like, would you have had Spurs to get top 4 if they started off with Conte at the start of the season?
Yes.
Because he
Honestly,
turned them down at the start of the season.
honestly, well, this is a little spoiler for my top 4 predictions for next season. But I would say yes. I'd say Tottenham probably could have been a top 4 team.
I think they would have.
Yeah.
Because when you could they have pushed into third?
No.
Ooh, I think that's pushing it a bit.
Yeah.
I just think like, see, the way I look at it is there's kind of like almost three tiers for like top football now. It's Liverpool and City at the top,
Yeah.
and then there's kind of just Chelsea, who are like better than the rest,
Well, I
but
feel
not
like they're
as good as the
I
other
think they're
two.
gonna start
And then
dropping
it
off
feels
now.
like there's the other
Who,
teams,
Chelsea?
right?
Yeah.
There's like your Arsenal, there's your Tottenham and stuff like that.
I think
You know,
Chelsea
when
will
you
start
think about
dropping
it-
off them.
When you think about it, there's
Who,
three.
Chelsea?
Yeah.
There's 3 points between Chelsea and Spurs at the end of the season.
Yeah, but Chelsea were
Chelsea were top of them,
but
too,
Chelsea
weren't
were like pretty bad for a lot of that last part of the season. Like
I know.
they dropped a lot. They had a lot of draws.
Going forward, they're not good.
No, they're not. They don't like. Oh,
you think they need to use-
they've struggled the last few seasons with goal scorers.
What do you do to fix Chelsea?
You have to change.
Yeah, Abramovich back.
You probably have to change the system, and that means getting rid of Tuchel. But I don't know. Would you get rid of Tuchel? I don't know.
I don't think you necessarily have to get rid of Tuchel.
I think, to be honest, when you look at the players that let's say he has,
They had
you know,
no
he
right
didn't
to win
bring
that
in-
Champions League, though. But
He didn't bring any
No, they
players
didn't.
in. All those players were from Lampard, weren't they? I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
other than Lukaku,
Yeah,
and there's got to be somebody else.
Mendy. No,
Yeah,
sure,
Werner.
Lampard brought in Mendy.
Yeah, I think
Ziyech?
I think he's the only player he's ever brought in.
So like,
Did he not sign Ziyech?
No,
that was
And Lampard as well?
So
I mean, like I think
obviously Lampard had a
Obviously,
system
they've
in
lost
place.
a lot of defenders, so you need to bring in new defenders.
Yeah, really.
Well, I
Probably
think you man-
put Conde,
yeah, that'd be a good
Koundé.
sign.
even though he was the worst
Off
of the
Sevilla.
Sevilla centre back pair.
You're just saying that because you signed Diego Carlos.
Apparently, though, I've heard people say that Carlos had a better season than Conde did. Well,
But
no,
there'll always be more hype about Koundé just because he's a bit younger.
yeah,
And also he's being linked to bigger teams, so
yeah, but I'm just
They gotta-
saying
they gotta
what I
talk
see.
about him
I'm
more.
just saying what I see on Twitter.
Oh, such a reliable
like,
source.
I
you got
don't
there,
I don't
Andy.
like I don't know. I don't think Lukaku can fit into that system because they're never gonna play towards him, right? Like it's like you can look around. Like there's be tons of videos breaking down Chelsea's attack and how it almost actively works against Lukaku. You know,
Do you-
like they'll always go for like a run down the wing instead of like trying to pass the ball to him. That kind of stuff.
Do you think Lukaku will do well
In a different system.
if Tuchel wasn't there?
Depends on who you brought in.
Okay, see, at that point the question becomes who would be more valuable to Chelsea? Is it Tuchel or is it Lukaku?
Well,
Right.
I feel like,
And I think the answer is Tuchel.
yeah,
I don't think you change Chelsea's system to
For
fit
one
Tuchel.
player. You don't
I
change
just
the whole team
I
for one
don't
player.
I just don't think Lukaku's it. I don't think he's the player to build your entire system around.
well,
I think-
No,
in
you
Serie
don't.
A he was.
You said to fit Tuchel. Do you mean Lukaku?
No, I mean like you don't. I'm asking who's more valuable to Chelsea right now? Is it Tuchel or is it Lukaku? And I think it's Tuchel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is you don't change your system to fit Lukaku.
Yeah.
You get
yeah.
you
Said
you
Tuchel,
just
said.
get rid of him.
No,
and-
I'm clarifying
Oh,
because you
it's-
said
okay,
Tuchel.
yeah, no.
You
You
said
said
Tuchel.
too cool a mistake.
You see,
No,
I think
so I mean it's like
ideally they wanted
you
Werner
don't build your system around
because
Lukaku.
Werner just hasn't been firing at all.
He was very good against Real Madrid in that Champions League game. He had like a nice little period where he scored.
Well, for the overall,
He scored a
season,
hat trick against Southampton. Scored
He scored
that
the winner.
great goal against Real Madrid. And then he was playing a little couple of good games, and then
He scored in the
he
final.
was out
as
of the team again. What fun?
Are you talking about Havertz?
No, we're talking
No.
about
Werner.
I think they ideally they want Werner, but because Werner's form hasn't been great.
Yeah, I think
They can't
I
really-
think Werner is the guy for their
Yeah,
system. I just don't think he's been playing well enough in it.
Yeah,
Who is Chelsea's best player? If you had to
Who's their best player?
you'd argue maybe Mason Mount.
I mean, it's arguably still Kante,
James.
right?
I'd say Mason Mount maybe.
It's
or
James.
Yeah.
No, James.
I think. I think if everyone on the team is fully fit, I still think it's Kante.
Well, yeah.
If Kant,
If Kante's fully fit, he's
he
still.
had another drop off, and I'm worried that he
The
would
problem with
continue
Kante
I think
down
he
that
just keeps
path.
getting injured.
I think it's Reece James.
no,
Reece
no.
James is probably a good shout.
It's probably top. He's up
It's
there.
got to be Mason Mount.
I think.
I mean,
so as well.
I think
Because
He's crying.
I mean,
he's
okay,
violent,
here's the
he's
thing, right? With
racist.
Chelsea, you have to remember that the way their system is kind of like Liverpool's, right? They still need their fullbacks, and they had both their fullbacks injured for large amounts of the season. Like they lost Chilwell very early on,
Yeah.
For a full season,
and
yeah.
that's a big loss. And they lost James for a decent amount as well.
Yeah.
Those are two big losses for them.
I think people are very harsh on Mason Mount. And
They are.
They always hype up Foden. And there's not much between their age gap. And
Basically, right-
Mason Mount has got 11 goals and 10 assists
The
this
thing,
season.
yeah, that's the thing, right? What Chelsea fans will pick out Mount. If they don't do well, they'll pick on Mount. They'll say to why does Tuchel keep playing him? Why is he playing for so long? You know, we got other options. It's like,
Yeah.
but Mount is what makes a lot of Chelsea
Tick, yeah.
Chelsea tick.
I mean, when you look at there's a 1 year in age between Foden and Mount. And Foden's got more Mount's got more goals and more assists than
I think
Foden.
the reason why Foden's talked about so much is because he's currently in a winning side every year, whereas Mount haven't won anything really.
And there's only
Except that Champions League.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like other than the Champions League, they haven't won. Like Foden is in a serial winning team. at
there's
the
only
moment.
120 minutes in the difference between them, or 200 minutes in the difference between them about that for game time.
I think the difference is that Foden doesn't have to have high numbers, right?
Yeah,
he's
already
in a team of goal scorers,
Yeah,
whereas Mount isn't,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I think I think you just get a lot of focus, especially because like he wins a lot
Everything
of
goes
he wins a
seems
lot
to
of
him.
accolades. Did he not win their Player of the Season or something?
Who?
Or Mount, or like Young Player of the Season, whatever.
Not sure.
He won
Might
some.
have.
He won
It
some
was
award
either
for it.
Reece James or him.
I think it was him because
It
I
was
think Reece
probably
James probably would have had he not been injured, but I think it was Mount.
I mean, yeah, it's gotta be man.
So like, I think like, he always gets built up as like their big guy. So it's kind of like when they don't do well, it's his fault.
I think people are very harsh on him because I think he's.
I think he's good.
I
He's
think
good.
he could get into any Premier League team.
Yeah.
Except over Buendia.
Would what was the worst signing of the season? Because there's
Bailey.
Bailey.
Yeah.
How much was he cost? He
30.
cost 30.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. I think Lukaku was probably the worst overall.
It has to be. Like, it's got to be Lukaku, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you
The hype
can't. You,
and then
you
how
spent
much it
100
cost.
million on a guy who, within a few months, was saying how he didn't want to be there and he wanted to go back to Inter, and then didn't really show up at any point during the season. And now there are being talks about you signing him back to Inter for 5 million.
Yeah.
Got to be that, right?
A lot of people would argue Grealish though as well.
No, I wouldn't say.
See-
I wouldn't see with Grealish, right? Because I feel like next season he'll have a good season.
Yeah.
I feel like he's so.
That's-
I feel like he's. You can see there's a player in there for Man City there.
That
like
is-
Lukaku.
That is the key difference, right? The key difference is with Grealish, what was similar amounts, and he probably got like similar enough like return in terms of number goals and assists. You can see Grealish having a future at City. There's no way anyone sees Lukaku having a future at Chelsea right now.
Just 'cause of
There's
that,
no way.
yeah.
Yeah.
But where has he got like?
Has to
But
be
I feel-
Inter.
Does he
feel
go
like-
back to Inter? Because
Has to
apparently
be.
Inter
Right,
fans
if-
still hate Lukaku
if-
because he left.
If Lukaku, right? If you're comparing the price of Lukaku now to the price of Grealish now, I feel like if Man City were to sell Jack Grealish, they'd still have a profit right now.
No, I don't think they'd get more than 100 million.
They-
from
Wait,
him.
if it-
sell Jack Grealish at a profit?
No.
Are you mad?
Who's going to pay more than
Well,
100 million from him?
Yeah, but I feel like if they were offered
I
like
think-
100 million, they're not going to take it.
What he
They're
means,
saying no.
I think what he means is like they're like what their current market values right now. It's like drastically in favor of Jack Grealish.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
They
yeah.
wouldn't if they would even
Oh,
sell him
yeah,
at a loss.
yeah.
They wouldn't be that much.
Yeah.
Whereas you're looking at Lukaku, going they can barely find a club to actually offload him to. You know,
I think
Inter are the only club who would want to
could
take him,
that
and they're
not
kind of
be?
like, eh.
Could that not be because Lukaku seems like a more specific player, and
Oh,
Grealish seems
yeah,
like more
100%.
of like an adaptable player that you could.
Yeah.
You can only play Lukaku in one way, in one position, in one system.
Like I
And
agree
that's
with
it.
you. I think
But
Lukaku was worse.
From my
but-
time, like,
No, like
It's not-
that is 100% it.
Yeah.
Grealish can play as an 8, a 10, left wing, right wing, and he even says himself that if the manager ever wanted him, he could play a 6.
I think the thing is, well,
You could, yeah,
he would
essentially-
want to play. He could play 6, but I don't think he'd
Essentially-
do well
That's what he
there.
Essentially, you could play Grealish across anywhere your front six,
Yeah.
except like maybe out and out striker.
Yeah.
But I mean, like honestly, City haven't even playing with out and out striker this season. You probably could throw Grealish in there, and you probably do well enough.
I think people are kind of harsh on him this season because although his stats aren't there,
His other
He
line
is-
sacks are good, apparently.
well, to do with like dribbles, he's done the most successful dribbles I think in the Premier League, or he's up there anyway.
Oh, he's always done that though.
I think him and Zaha and like the usual offenders, you know, they're up there. And what he does at least is he at least draws a lot of attention So if he's pulling a lot of players to his side, it opens up space. Like Mahrez had a really good season. He had a lot of goals.
He was a top goal scorer, wasn't he?
He might have finished behind De Bruyne
I
in
think
the
De
end.
Bruyne was.
I don't know.
I
I'll
think
check.
that-
Was
think it was-
Sterling highest?
No, I don't think it's
No,
Sterling.
I
He didn't
think-
really play that much.
He had a bad season, really. Though.
Well, bad for his standards.
Do we think Sterling will move?
I think he will. Yeah.
I think
No,
he
I
has to,
don't
right?
think he'll move this season.
Well, it depends on how much. Well,
He's definitely gone next season if he's not this
Yeah,
season.
obviously this season he's going to leave.
Although I think the thing is, would City really want Jesus and Sterling even? I know they have like plenty of options, but those are still kind of
Well,
important players.
they have Julian Alvarez coming in
Yeah.
as well.
They're not. I mean, like they can say all they want that he's going to be in. Like,
De Bruyne got more, by the way. Sorry, he got 15.
How
And
many-
Mahrez got 11.
not
15 for
Sterling,
De Bruyne.
yeah.
Yeah, that's quite a
well, how
lot.
much was it
Sterling
cost the
got-
whole season though? You know,
Across the host?
include all competitions.
All competitions. I can't get on this app that I'm using
How
right
much
now.
for Sterling?
Sterling probably wasn't that much.
Sterling got.
I wish he got more than what you guys think he did.
Yeah,
Or
I'd say 10.
he got more than Adam Armstrong. I'm pretty sure.
Well, when he's not banging 15, you know what I mean?
Sterling got 13 goals, 5 assists.
That's
Yeah, I
surprising.
knew
That's a
got
very good return, especially for a winger. And he started 23 games.
lots.
I thought it was
really-
less, yeah.
really did well, yeah.
I mean, his best season, I think people say it's less because his best season
I mean,
he got
to be
20.
fair-
The season before that, he got
To be
17.
fair to De
and the
Bruyne,
season
right?
before
He
that,
got 15, but he got like a third of them against Brighton.
Wolves. Was it Brighton?
Oh, sorry,
It
no,
was
it was
Wolves.
Wolves.
He got 4 against
Yeah, it was
Wolves,
Wolves.
didn't
And he got like I think he got like half his goals between the Wolves and Brighton game.
he? Yeah.
Those 2 games, that was like 6 of his goals in 2 games. Bit unfair, I think.
What do you guys think of the thought that like Liverpool could push on if they could like maybe scrape the Premier League next season with Nunes? Do you think?
It's. I mean,
It's a
like
big
I would be surprised if it's not a similar situation like last season where it's
Yeah.
like coming towards the end, it's going to be like a point in the difference again, something like that.
I think Nunes. Well,
I don't think he's as much an equalizer, but I think it's still like
A good.
close.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
no one's going to think that Haaland's going to be Nunes is going to be as good as Haaland, especially not right off the bat.
I think.
It'll take him a few months maybe to really get into
See,
the
I
gears,
think I don't think Haaland will suit Man City though when he plays. But Haaland gets injured a lot. Whereas I'm not sure, I don't know too much about Nunes, but I know he's a really good player. But will he fit in straight away? That's like
Well, I think the important thing is that he's going to have a whole preseason
yeah.
That's
with the
good,
team, as opposed to like
Well-
Diaz who came in January and then was pretty
We
much
still-
straight away thrown
They
into a
also
final.
have, at least they have Jota and they've got players that can play,
Yeah.
and then you can bed him in slowly.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say was, what do you guys think of Ronaldo's season? Because a lot of people were saying, like Ronaldo's kind of.
I mean, to be fair, the fact he did as well as he did is incredible given that United
Yeah.
team.
Because a
Standard
lot of
that
people
And he's
say
36.
Ronaldo shouldn't have even come to the club in the first place.
He probably shouldn't have, but the fact that he did and it still did, I mean, the guy is just a good footballer, right? Like,
I think he's better
It's-
than good.
but you know what I mean? Like the fact, like that was a terrible. That's like one of the worst United sides you're gonna see
And he was the
in a
best player
while.
in it.
And he was by, but like, it wasn't
he
even like he was
does.
the best player for United. He was one of the best players in the league.
Yeah.
Again,
Because
Yeah.
in the end they finished 6th.
yeah,
See, I
and
don't-
they would have finished. They would struggle
And they
to finish.
finished a good bit behind like there's 10 points between them and Arsenal.
I mean, like honestly, if you take him out of that team, do United
Sorry,
even
11.
finish top half?
Yeah.
Honestly,
Because
They weren't even going to
people
sign
are
a
saying
striker.
like Ronaldo was a problem.
No.
you saw,
Oh, no way.
But people were saying that.
And
like,
it's
I get where they're
well,
coming from with that.
you
though.
know, they were saying James Carragher said he was always a mistake.
I see where he's come from in that
Soon-
because when you see how like
Yeah.
he's too old now to be really going into a pressing system. I remember that game, the Liverpool game, and they're all trying to press, but it wasn't a team press, and you saw Ronaldo just kind of doing a bit of a
But
jog.
do you think that maybe that's not Ronaldo's fault, but the fact that
it's not
I think it
Ronaldo's
wasn't
fault.
just Ronaldo. I think United weren't at the start under Solskjaer. I don't think they didn't know what they wanted to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He didn't know.
No
how-
one-
what-
There was
No
some
one-
players who were pressing and some players dropping.
yeah.
No one on that team cared. That was the problem. It had nothing to do with Ronaldo.
I don't think
know.
they cared. I think it was
think
more.
they cared.
Hold on. Like you can say Ronaldo wasn't tracking back because like he doesn't or whatever. He's too old to be tracking back like that. But like you look at the rest of the team, they're all so disjointed. They all look like they just give up so much of the time.
Yeah.
Last game of the season, they got smashed 4-0 by Brighton. Like, and that's not just some like out of nowhere thing, right? They were putting in performances like that the whole way through the season.
Yeah.
And like you can't just put that on Ronaldo or say Ronaldo's bringing the team down. They have to play towards him. Well, yeah, but he's the only one who's trying, right? Like you can't just have Fernandes coming out and give his 20th apology in a row in a season and just be like, oh, that'll paper over the crap. No, it's not like
To be
that.
fair, I don't think Solskjaer really had a direction. I think he was
didn't.
kind of
But did Ralph?
iffy. Well, I think, but Ralph
Ralph was
he
just
was unlucky. I think because he went into a team that was already they were.
Yeah.
They were so bad he gave up his consultancy role. He wanted to get out of Manchester as soon as he could.
Like he went in, and he saw the dressing room was in a bad shape, and the fact that none of them were really motivated, that's why they were playing so badly because none of them were. They didn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. They didn't know they were going to get Champions League football. No one wants to play in Europa League. You know what I mean? So I think they just.
Who do you think had a better half though, Ranić or Solskjaer?
I mean, like, they're both so bad.
That's the
Solskjaer.
difference between 2/3.
I think
think
I think statistically it is.
Well, probably Solskjaer.
It is alright, but like my God, it's close.
Yeah.
They were both bad.
Yeah.
Like,
I
what,
feel
I think Solskjaer was beaten by Watford like 4-0 or something, 4-1.
3-0.
If Ronaldo wasn't there, what would be the front line though? Because
You have to play Rashford, I guess, because
you can't play Greenwood. We know why.
yeah.
I mean, it'd probably just be Cavani, no?
But Cavani
He
was
can't
injured
play
the whole
every
time
game.
as well.
Yeah.
No, I know he can't play every game, but like I think like what other options do we have?
Because then
Rashford.
you've only got
Rashford.
you've got Rashford,
Like-
but he came back from injury, and
That
And
fella-
then he came back and then didn't.
Remember that
do anything.
youngster Hannibal that
Oh,
came
God.
on, but like even that,
He's
the
not.
youngster.
He's not.
Alanga.
Alanga, like Diallo, like are these your options?
Yeah.
they had
Martial.
He's-
Martial, but they should,
Martial sent him out. They sent him out on loan,
do,
Yeah.
do,
and
you,
he was so bad that they don't want him.
do you think maybe if Ronaldo wasn't there, Martial could have had a better season?
No,
No, I
No.
don't think Martial really ever
there's-
hit the heights he was meant to.
there's no
He did hit 18 goals one season.
there's no
probably his first
future
season.
for Martial.
That was
in United
his,
anymore.
not last season, but the season before that. He got 18.
Was it? Do you see thing with Jamie Carragher where it's like, what's making Bruno Fernandes so bad? And he says one word, Ronaldo.
Do you think you agree with that?
No,
No,
I don't
I
think so.
feel like it's a stupid comment as well.
I think Fernandez is a really good player, and I think he's just
He had a bad
stuck in a
season, though.
situation where he's got not a great team or
Yeah.
system around
Like,
him.
there's
it,
nothing-
it all feels like headline generation.
Like, do you
With
remember?
blaming Ronaldo for all
Yeah,
United's
of
problems.
course.
right?
Well, do you remember?
It's the same amount we were saying earlier.
Yeah.
If you're the main guy, you will get the blame.
Well,
Yeah.
do you remember? Was it Roy Keane and Jamie Carragher were talking about the spine of a team, and they were breaking down like Liverpool's spine of Alisson, Van Dijk, Gomez, Fabinho, Henderson. Then you had Bobby. That was a good spine. And he was breaking down Man United's spine. It was De Gea, who wasn't in good form, Maguire, who's crap, Lindelof not much better, Fred, McTominay. Like there's no player from United that I'd actually want in the
Like
Liverpool team.
you
now.
can like if Ronaldo's not on that team, if they don't make that signing, right? You cannot pick a player from that squad to step up in to do what Ronaldo did in that season.
Do you think Fernandez would have,
No.
considering that in the past he has stepped up?
No, I think to be honest, his role is to create things, and I don't think his role is to score.
And he didn't really create that season, right?
And he needs someone to nearly link up with to score. So, personally, he needs someone like Ronaldo or
And
Haaland.
I think the spine was the real issue, right? Because it's way easier to just blame one guy instead of blaming the entire team. Roy Keane always had it right. Like look at that back five for United. Like it's like astonishingly bad.
Yeah.
And like David De Gea won their Player of the Season again, and David De Gea was bad that season.
He was great. I think he's good this season.
No, he had a few good games, but across from it, like
Well,
he was not good.
Have
Have you ever seen a footballer look so uncomfortable with the ball at his feet?
Yeah.
Look at Maguire.
I know. I think Alisson does look terrible with the ball at his feet sometimes.
Does Maguire get into any
Alisson.
of the top 10 teams?
He's a great shot. I think.
That's what.
I don't
What do you think?
I
Does
don't think
Maguire
so.
get into any of the top 10 teams?
Top 10.
So I'll name off the top 10 teams.
Yeah, go on.
So you've got City, Liverpool,
No.
Chelsea,
No.
Spurs,
No,
Arsenal,
No.
No.
Sometimes.
no, no, he
Rotation.
doesn't.
West Ham.
Yes.
Possibly
Okay,
because
hold
of
on.
aerial threat.
No,
They had Craig
I-
Dawson
no,
there.
No,
Craig
no.
Dawson's very good.
Hold
though.
on.
No, he had a good season. I
No,
think.
their main
Two good seasons,
Andrew. Their main centre back pairing would be Ogbonna, Zuma.
Yeah.
If they're both fit, it's those two, and Maguire's not better than those two.
Okay.
Leicester.
Easily.
No.
Easily. He was
Okay,
the
hold
best
on,
player
hold on,
when
hold
he
on.
was there.
Hold on.
Soyuncu and
Yeah,
then
but
Chris
who was his partner there?
No. Are we saying Fofana? Well, what are we saying for Leicester? Fofana.
Yeah,
and
when you I think when you talk
when you
about
have
questions like
Fofana and Evans. does
when
he
you
get
talk
in?
questions like this,
Probably
you have to
because
assume
Fofana's
you
not
have to assume
centre
fully
Yeah.
fit squads, right? Because that's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So fully fit, who are Leicester's best centre backs? It's Sionku, Fofana,
No, I think
No.
it's Fofana and Evans.
Yeah.
Fofana and Evans. I mean, to be fair, with the season that everyone was talking about Soyuncu, Evans was the better centre back.
Oh, he's always been the best.
Yeah.
centre back.
Yeah, Solanke's gotten found out this season though.
Yeah, he has been.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't
think
rate him.
I think Fofana is really good.
Yeah, I reckon.
Fofana's fantastic.
He's
And
better as a season.
It was just a shame he was injured.
Well, he's out of position
all
all
of
the
this
season,
season.
wasn't he?
and,
No, he's always played centre.
and really,
back.
Andrew, like I know you're saying like, oh, Maguire was their best centre back when he was there. Like, but was he though?
Was he?
Or did he just score a goal at the World Cup?
He was never worth 80 million though. He was
No.
never
No,
worth
what
80
made
million.
him
I
good?
always say this.
Personally, I
he
think he
scored a
gets
goal.
into Leicester.
I don't think so.
I think he might squeeze in.
What made
over
him
Fofana.
your man? What's his name? That the captain again. What's his name? The Jamaican fella.
Oh, Wes Morgan.
I think Wes Morgan made him
Morgan?
look good.
Ooh, that's
No, I
interesting.
think Kante made him look good.
Well,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
yeah,
so
okay.
I think anyone has Kante sitting
What was
in
it?
front
Like,
of
I
him.
think,
as
yeah,
well.
like what was it? Like,
But I think the
Someone
problem with
ma- someone-
Maguire
someone's
is
making a
he
jo-
doesn't
someone-
have that leadership role. He's not a leader.
they're asking
So
about
he
like,
is-
how do you win a title with like that back line? And and he just responded with Kante.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the problem with Maguire is he's trying to be that leader, but he's just not. He doesn't have the leadership material, so he's trying
No,
to.
he didn't have the spine.
Yeah, he's trying to lead, but then like he doesn't even know what he's doing. So
I think that Leicester are probably questionable.
Brighton,
no.
They have Dunk,
He
Webster.
might actually.
Dunk, Webster, or Duffy.
Oh, they play 3 at the back, don't they? Oh, over Duffy,
Yeah.
yes.
Ooh,
I don't know about Duffy.
Over
Oh,
Duffy? No, over
yeah.
Webster.
Webster had a great
Webster's
season.
very good.
He's
No,
the best
I don't
centre
think
back.
so, man.
I don't think he would have gotten in over Dan Burn because he's been fantastic ever since he's gone.
Well, he's got
It's only
Newcastle.
been since he left
Newcastle.
Newcastle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait, did
Wolves?
Brighton really finish that high?
Yeah, they finished
Wow, that's
ninth.
mad.
yeah he'll get in the Wolves.
Yeah, we're basically no striker as
That's
well
crazy.
because Mopai is just dirt.
Their front line's terrible.
I finished on the same points as the Wolves, and they finished in 10th. Does he get into Wolves?
Yeah. They play a 3 at the back.
So who?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Cody,
who is it? It's Cody,
Killerman.
Kilman,
and Bonnie.
and
Bonnie in? What was his name?
Bolly
Bolly.
plays.
Was it Bolly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it Bolly?
Was it not
Wilfred
someone else?
Bolly, isn't it?
There's somebody else.
Was it not someone else last season?
No. I think it was Killerman, the young lad.
Yeah, it was Kilman, but I swear it was someone else though. I don't
Wolves.
think it was Bowie.
They
Big
they
one.
were playing 4 sometimes, but I'm pretty sure
I swear
He
there
made
was.
it
I
very
swear there
good.
was someone else.
it was a
I-
Sice. Did they play Rom Sice?
They played right.
That's
That's how
who
he
it
played
was.
right.
It was Romain Sice.
That
That's who it
played
was.
like right wing back.
Right wing back was.
I think was it not kind of like a 3-4-3 thing?
Well, I can't remember now. They were playing Adama right wing back for a while.
Yeah, I
no,
remember
but they're
that.
playing striker at the start of the season as well, though. Anyway,
Wolves are a bit
Newcastle Newcastle are in
Probably
11th.
get-
Does he
yeah,
get into
probably get
Newcastle?
into
He probably gets into there.
Yeah. Does he get into Palaces? Over what's his
Yeah.
name? Guehi and
Not
Over
over Gray.
Anderson.
Not over Gray.
Over. I think
Joachim
Anderson
Anderson?
Anderson. Yeah.
I think he's very good though.
He had a good season at Fulham. We didn't have a good one this year.
I think Maguire.
No,
Personally, I think Maguire is a very good player.
No.
But
Yeah.
I think he's very unlucky because he's the one who's getting all the blame. But when you look at he's got no protection in front of him.
But like when
He doesn't have a stable
Okay.
centre back partner,
I think
and
he's-
it's a defensive system. He's playing in a team where their system isn't really defined.
Well, I think also if you want to be a good player, you have to just do the basics right. And the amount of mistakes, the amount of things he does, just is so erratic that you don't trust him. So
I think
he's not doing the basics. If you're not
he
doing the basics
reminds
right,
me
then you
of a
can't.
Lovren
Yeah.
because Lovren on his day
I
could
think
be
actually,
really good,
I
but
think
some days
Maguire
he'd be,
comparison to Lovren is actually fairly decent, right? I think there's always be there's almost like a line when it comes to Lovren's performances, and then just every so often,
Oh yeah.
dip, yeah.
and then dip, and then
Yeah.
dip, and then that's kind of what's like
I
with
kind
Maguire.
of feel like he's one of those one of those players who can have really good games, but every so often they will make a mistake,
Yeah.
and it's
But I
sort of like
think-
Skirtle even when
Yeah.
he was around.
Yeah.
Although Skirtle wasn't at their kind of level.
I mean, a centre back making a mistake is always going to be the focal point, right? Because
Yes.
a centre back making a mistake leads to a goal,
or goalkeeper,
right? Like if Ronaldo loses the ball up the pitch and then the other team gets it and he's run down the pitch or whatever, it's like okay, fine, whatever. But when Maguire loses the ball and the other team gets it, they're going to score it.
But come on, do you remember that goal that Leicester got against them, where that gave him the ball, and literally with Tielemans right beside him, he tried to do some stupid spin or something like that, and he just like, he's trying to do things that like he knows
He needs to realize what he's good at. And the only thing he's good at is heading the ball.
I think he's just like a really traditional like Steve Bruce centre half. Just get it out of the box.
Yeah.
Boot it away.
I wonder if they would benefit more from just having playing three at the back and just having him be in the middle, where he doesn't have to actually have to move around much,
because
that's not
he
his
does
thing.
work very well in a three back for England.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
if
They just benefit
do
better
have
from that.
yeah, they probably would. But then again, do they have?
They don't have
the
the centre back
have,
options.
Well, and they also don't have the midfielders to do it.
So-
Two like,
Yeah.
or the wing backs. Like Wan-Bissaka's not an attacking
just the
wing back.
players in general.
He's not even
That whole
ready
squad
anymore.
needs to be overhauled.
What do we think about Arteta? Should he have been sacked for getting fifth? Because a lot of people say that
No.
maybe he should be sacked.
No.
No.
I don't think he should have gotten the Arsenal job when he did, but while he's here and he's doing okay, I feel like
The fact that like technically,
That's the thing. The fair opinion. He probably shouldn't have got it when he did.
yeah,
But you can't argue that he's not done a good job there.
he has won an FA
Yeah.
Cup.
Do we not think that they bottled it though?
They did,
Yeah.
but
Well,
They shouldn't have been in that position to begin with, probably.
They weren't
mean,
that good for most of the season.
it's. I think if they had if they could have sorted out some sort of option up front, they probably would have secured top four. But their options aren't really great in terms of actually scoring goals. It feels like if Saka's not kind of doing everything for them, they're not really doing much. You know.
yeah.
West Ham. Do you think we'll ever see them break into fifth, at least, or will they even
I
will
think
they
they're
ever
gonna
stay
drop
around
off.
there? Or
I think next season they'll drop off.
It depends on who they keep on to, right?
Yeah.
If they lose Bowen, that's a big
yeah,
loss.
Or
Bowen
Rice.
and Rice.
Or
would be
Rice.
a big loss.
And
Antonio
those are the
would
ones
be
that
big.
get talked about, right?
Who's the bigger loss though?
Who's the bigger loss?
Yeah, I think
I think Rice.
Rice.
Do you think that Declan Rice was the best midfielder in the Premier League this season?
No.
Who was the best midfielder? Other than
Other than De Bruyne?
I'm not
Oh,
talking about an attacking midfielder. I'm talking about either defensive or box to box.
John McGinn.
honestly, I
John
can't.
McGinn, I think you're
Honestly,
stretching there.
maybe it's just because you've constantly talked about a lot. But I honestly think that Gallagher had a better individual season than Rice did.
No.
I
Look,
think
I
he
want
dropped off
I
at
want
the-
Conor
he dropped off
Gallagher.
at the-
at
He had a
Villa,
very
right?
good first half.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want Conor Gallagher at Villa, but he did not have a better season than Declan
I think
Rice.
he did. There definitely games of Palace where I can look at him and think, yeah, he was the
Yeah,
standout
but I
player.
also felt like he dropped
I
off
think
a
he
few
had a good
times.
start, and no, I think he's
I don't think he dropped off. Just because he wasn't getting the goals and assists he was at the start doesn't mean he was
He's more of
having
a
drop
attacking
off in
midfielder though,
performance.
isn't he? Gallagher.
I thought he was as well. Yeah.
I think he would suit being an attacking midfielder more than a
He
box
kind
to
of,
box.
I think he played more box to box in the Palace. Didn't he?
He did play more box to box.
To be fair, I think the way Palace play, and I think Palace have terrible fullbacks.
He won't get into Chelsea either.
No, you're wrong.
But I think
Chelsea
we're
100%
getting linked.
go
We're
for
getting
it.
linked to Gallagher. Because
But where does
Palace,
he fit in Villa though?
He
uh,
plays with Buendia, obviously.
No,
are you going to play with three cams now?
no, I think he plays number 8. Like the idea to have kind of rotation between Ramsey, John McGinn, and Gallagher.
Well,
Is
Kamara
Gallagher
better be
gonna-
doing a lot of
He's
defensive work there.
He's
yeah,
defensive
yeah.
midfielder.
What?
He's a pure number 6. Kamara.
Kamara, yeah, I know, but he's going to have to do a lot of running. Okay, Gallagher does a lot of running. I'll give him that.
So does
Yeah.
Ramsey.
Well, for
and
the best
McGinn.
defensive
Where
midfielder.
does Ramsey go then? Do you just
To a different club.
like what?
Liverpool.
Okay, so what was I going to say? Oh yeah, so where do you think on that then? The Declan Rice thing? Is he the best?
He's not the best.
No.
He's right up there.
I don't think he.
You have to put the obvious ones up there.
Okay, who are the top 5 then?
I'd say you have to put down Rodrigo, Fabinho.
Rodri,
I think Rodrigo.
Fabinho,
De Bruyne.
Rice. No, because De
Are you
Bruyne
not
is
counting
attacking. We're not attacking.
Defensive.
Just defensive midfielder.
We're saying your 6 or your 8, not like
You
attack.
have to,
Okay,
you have
so
to probably have
Rodri-
Kante in there.
Fabinho,
Kante,
Kante.
and
I
then
think-
Thiago.
He's not really defensive.
Is he really defensive?
No, but he's box to box. I'm
Yeah.
saying
Box
box to box.
Okay,
or
yeah,
defensive.
yeah. Thiago, and then
I guess
maybe I guess he is.
Um,
I think he'd be.
some Chelsea fans would say Kovacic.
I think if you
Yeah,
okay,
actually,
well, I mean that's not exactly a bad shout.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about him.
I
But
think
does he
he's-
get in above Thiago, Rice, or
I
Kante?
feel like the guy's like I think he's a good player, but I feel like the guy we just mentioned kind of do what he does just a bit better.
yeah,
yeah?
I think
I think he's a good
Højbjerg-
player. Don't get me wrong.
Højbjerg.
but-
Højbjerg, yeah.
Actually, no. You know what? Like I know you're laughing about, but I mean, Højbjerg, I'd take a decent shout as well.
I don't think he breaches. I think
No,
he's
I
in
don't
top
think he
10.
takes-
I don't
yeah.
think he breaches the 5.
top 5 now.
Bentancur was alright when he came in.
Yeah.
No.
Arsenal, who do they have? No one really. It's
Partey.
He's injured all the
Partey,
fucking time.
Yeah, so it's hard to.
Oh, the only thing I really remember from his season was him coming on after he flew back that day after finishing the
Oh,
AFCON, comes on against Liverpool and then gets sent off and minutes later.
Yeah,
That's the only thing I really remember from
Thiel-
that season.
Tielemans, not this season, but I felt like
Tielemans in first season, that's there
Tielemans,
maybe,
yeah.
but like
Mm.
now,
Ndidi.
no.
No.
Not this
Ndidi,
season.
Not this
no.
season.
Not this season.
Bizuma?
Who?
Nah, no.
I wouldn't say
Zuma?
Basuma had that
No.
good of a season.
I'd say that's a pretty solid top 5.
Mm.
If I think Rice is maybe
On the edge. He's on
Wait,
the
what about-
edge.
no,
He's
you
only
got
young.
from
Does he
What
get?
Yeah.
Does he get in the bit?
I think
think
Neves. Ruben Neves.
no.
I think.
No.
Not top 5.
No.
Like I think your top 3 would probably be Rice, Fabinho. Oh well, Thiago's pretty great.
I think your top 3 is not just like Rodri, Fabinho, and
Rice.
Rice,
no
Alright.
Thiago.
Rice up there.
Thiago or Kante or something.
I'd say Rice.
Kante.
Rodri.
Like, if you're saying overall
A
career,
fully fit Kante.
Yeah.
no, Kante in
Yeah,
his
but
prime.
we're talking about this season.
If we're
like.
saying-
Kante in his prime is number 1.
Yeah.
Kante in his
100%.
prime is by far
His
number
number
one
one
by
by
not even
far.
close,
Yeah, Kante number. What
Yeah.
like net? Like
And then
now.
like Thiago at his prime was second, but
Yeah.
like Kante was like at his peak was genuinely one of the best midfielders on the planet.
Yeah, of all time probably.
Like a midfielder who could like win a Premier League title with that
Just by
team.
himself, basically.
I mean, pretty much by himself. I mean, I know like Vardy and
Mahrez,
Mahrez had good seasons, but I mean, like
he was
it was
unbelievable.
him, right? He
Yeah.
was the engine that
Yeah.
kept that car
Trying to
running.
make Danny Drinkwater look good.
He made everyone on that team look good.
No, he made Danny Drinkwater
Well, yeah.
a £35 million.
Do we
player.
think there's a drought of strikers in the Premier League right now?
Yes.
Well, the game's evolving into you have
Yeah.
Out and
look
out
at-
strikers, it kind of feels like it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like we don't have the traditional number 9s we used to have. Like there's no more Robbie Fowlers or
No.
anything like that anymore.
I think-
it's new like false 9s are the
I-
new thing now.
The only team with 2 good strikers is Aston Villa.
Two good strikers.
2 good strikers.
You mean out and out strikers? Like
Yeah, like 2 good.
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo and who?
Hold on.
Ronaldo. Oh, well, you're saying 2 good
Pairing.
strikers
Does
in your
Ronaldo
team.
does Ronaldo play as a striker for United, or is he out in the wing?
I thought that.
Striker.
No, I think he's striker.
Yeah,
He's
he's
striker.
playing
Okay,
striker, yeah.
so what are like definitively the good strikers you have in the Premier League? It's like
It's only
Ronaldo
one
and
per
Harry
team
Kane,
though.
Harry Kane.
and then
Wait, could you count Son as a striker? Especially
no.
this season.
No, I wouldn't.
I wouldn't count Salah as a striker.
I'd say
No.
more of a winger.
No.
he's more of a winger.
Same with
He
Son.
did play 2. He did play.
I know he
in
played a
2
lot.
at times.
yeah, I know he plays like that in a lot, but I don't
I
actually.
think
When I
he's
think
always drifted wide.
when I think
Yeah.
of Song, I don't think
I think
striker.
left
No.
wing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think when
something like
Kulusevski
that.
came in, they did go to 3
Yeah.
more often.
So Kane,
So it's
Ronaldo,
Kane, Ronaldo,
Vardy.
Vardy.
yeah.
Yes. Like I love Vardy. I think he's one of my favorite
I
players of all
think
time.
the,
I just
I
always
think the
he's
problem is
gonna
a lot of
have
the
to
other
go
strikers they kind of tend to belong to those like lower
Tier
table
teams,
te-
yeah.
those lower table teams
back.
who wouldn't really score as many goals anyway.
Tony.
Like you have Tony,
Oh.
you have Bamford.
Gerrard.
You know, like next season you're gonna have
Chris
Mitrovic,
Wood,
you have Chris
Mitrovic.
Wood. Like,
Actually, not anymore.
I think
actually,
Watkins
it's
is a better
the
striker than Tony.
Yes, I think is Ollie Watkins in top 5 strikers of the Premier League.
It's not.
same. That's only because the pool is so small.
yeah, I think that it's just like it's just a small pool. I feel like Adam Armstrong could be up there.
Do
you
you
know?
count Jota as a striker?
Ew.
He's more of an attacking
Uh,
mid.
I
to
don't.
say.
Not yet. Not yet. I feels like Liverpool will be playing him more as a striker.
Yeah, he kind of drifts between left wing.
But I feel
and
like
striker,
he's
so-
gonna be like.
See, the thing is, though,
He's
right?
gonna be number 4 in your team now.
The thing is, though, next season, right? Like it feels like with already the additions of Haaland and Nunez, that pool becomes a lot stronger already.
Yeah.
And
Is Diaz overhyped?
I don't.
No.
I think.
Okay,
Is he better than Jota? That's what I want to know. Because I think
think
people
so.
are very.
Is he a
harsh
better
on Jota.
signing? Was he a better signing for us at the time when we signed him than Jota was when we signed him?
Yeah.
No.
Diaz, no. Jota
Jota-
was more important at the time than Diaz was
Yeah.
when we
Oh,
signed him.
that's true.
Well,
but
the thing
are
is-
you thinking about African Cup of Nations though when Diaz came in?
No, I just think like when Jota came in,
Because
right?
if you think about it, for the season where Liverpool, well, they did clinch 4th, I guess, so there was something to
Yeah.
play for, I guess.
and that a lot of that was due to that early work from Jota. You know.
Yeah, because
And
he
I
came
think
in and he was scoring all the goals.
Okay, like as much as I love Diaz, right? When you actually look at him, right, and like just talking in terms of actual direct impact, he didn't really do that much.
No.
He just looked cool, and you could tell like the promise was there. But in terms of like actual end product, actual direct involvement, wasn't really
That's
much
my
of it there.
worry with
Well,
him.
the
yeah.
problem is we didn't need him to have direct involvement. Like Jota, we needed him.
Yeah.
Whereas with Diaz, it was like an addition to the squad, and he was doing something that was different. He was kind of doing stuff that Mane was doing right at the beginning, actually going at the player and maybe trying to get past him. Whereas Jota was a serious.
Do you see Salah
striker
leaving this
when you-
season?
This season, no. Next season,
season,
yes.
But yeah, he's out of contract next
The end
season.
is-
Do
yeah,
Liverpool really want to lose Salah for free when they could probably get 60, 70 million from him?
They can't risk selling them now.
Do you get much for Salah anyway?
I think it was 60 million. I think.
I mean,
Because if Mane's going for like
40.
if Mane's going
if
for
Bayern-
35,
yeah.
you can get Salah for 60.
yeah.
Because Salah is just like even just like in terms of stats,
it's
just
because
the
he's
best-
only
it's just-
on 1 year contract, you see, so you can't get much from him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Like
his age
I
as
think
well,
is
if they got
Salah
into
worth more than 60 million for one season?
it. No.
for what
I don't think
for
we'll
what he
get
could
60
do,
million.
possibly.
Because anyway, do
Well,
we
the
think?
thing is, I don't know if anyone's actually going to want to sign him, right?
I'd say
If they can't, if they're going to go, if they can just get him
do
for free.
What I want to say is,
I think they would.
do you think Jota is being treated harshly by Klopp in the sense that he seems second fiddle now to Diaz?
I think so. I think it was unfair because he was on a good goal streak.
He's got 15 goals this season and like 9
And I
assists
think
or something.
that was
Played the first half in the toilet.
yeah.
Yeah, I think he was been treated unfairly, especially with bringing Diaz in. He's been kind of dropped. I think now again, I'm saying that he didn't have a great impact in the Champions League final, but I still think if you give him good game time and a good run, I think he can be.
I
a
think
good
it's
player.
very hard for a player to go on a good streak when they're not getting the time as well.
I mean, I think if you look at the back end of the season, like after we signed Diaz, I think it was unfair that Jota was the one who got benched and not Salah,
Yeah.
because Salah was on such a horrendous run for since AFCON, right? The problem was you could tell that the AFCON and the subsequent World Cup qualifier was affecting Salah, right? You could tell the drop off from before AFCON to after AFCON was so like substantial.
It was big.
You could
yeah.
tell, you could tell how bad he was affecting.
I think Salah went from a potential Ballon d'Or to
The back half of the
to
season.
not even getting the Premier
mentioned,
Player
yeah.
of the season.
the
like,
back half of that season killed any talk that he could get Ballon d'Or.
because people were putting him up there with like, he was like, oh, he's hitting Messi levels right now.
He kind of was at the start.
I mean, when he scored the goal against City and that goal against Watford,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's when like people were like, oh shit. What
And then
the
like,
fuck?
but like the fact that after AFCON that he still continued to play pretty much every game and pretty much the whole time, when Jota, who had been playing just fine and wasn't in a horrendous run of form,
Yeah.
got benched for Diaz
See, the problem
and
is
not Salah, I felt
because-
that
But
does
do you
feel
take
harsh.
out Salah though?
you can't.
I
You would, but you
understand the concept behind, oh, you can't remove Salah because at any moment you could, but that's not really how Salah works.
He's
He's not just like he's not just a guy who's going to be like, oh, he'll be bad for 90 minutes, but he'll have that one moment of pure genius. It's not really like that.
No.
He kind of just has a good day or has a bad day, right? Like there'll be days where he's untouchable, right? You can't get past him, and then there are other days he'll get pocketed by some random French fella that Southampton found in the dumpster. You know,
Yeah.
I
like,
find when
that's
Salah,
what happens, right?
when Salah really wants to score, and he can't, he couldn't pay for a goal, and it's the same with Mane. If they're getting where they're on this drought and they're trying so hard, they're hitting the ball from anywhere outside the box just to see if it might go in. That's when Salah's just. Not
It seemed like Mane had a real drop of confidence last season, because if you see the way he was hitting strikes last season, sorry, I'm not talking about the season just gone, but the season before that.
Yeah,
he wouldn't hit
you're
a
bad.
ball first time, and because he wasn't scoring, he wouldn't hit a ball first time. And then you see it when he comes back into this season, he starts getting goals again. He starts hitting the ball first time.
Yeah.
You know,
That goal against City in the FA Cup. Like that one.
hit it first time.
Like, I think Connor's right. That's why Salah in particular has such like long goal droughts, right? Because you can tell the desperation in his play, where he's like, I know I have to score, right? Like he gets into this point where he's so fixated on scoring the goal that he will ruin so many actual good chances that we have because he's so desperate to do it himself.
Does Joe Linton get into the top 5 midfielders?
No.
He's had a great
he's
purple
had a
patch.
really good season,
For Newcastle.
but I don't think you can just say one good season and he suddenly
It's more of a half
like,
season as well. I thought.
Okay, I know you're kind of laughing at it,
But
right?
he is.
I know-
Everything's
I know
good-
the- I know
everything's
the-
about
I know the
Guimaraes.
concept is baffling, right? Joe
Yeah.
Linton, but he had a really good season. I think give him time.
I love his name as well because he just sounds like some guy from the UK.
Wait till after
Joel.
next.
My name's Joe Linton.
You can wait till after next season, right? Because you can tell that Newcastle are getting better,
Yeah.
and wait till after next season, and you might there's probably a decent enough shout there. Not yet. You can't decide after
He's
like, oh, he had a
decent enough, right,
decent,
though, isn't he?
he had a decent half season in that position, and you think, oh yeah, but maybe. I think there's potential there. He was pretty good for Newcastle.
Well, for the standard Newcastle have, you can't say it was
It's the
pretty-
Premier League, Connor.
Yeah,
We're not talking about he was good in comparison to Newcastle. We're talking about he's good in comparison to other players he was playing against.
Who is the best player out of the top? Not in the top 10.
Not in the top 10.
When do you?
No,
biased?
just not.
No,
Can I take a quick look who is not in the top 10?
Yeah,
I
of course.
can't remember.
Well, here I'll call out the teams.
Okay,
I
go on.
think
Okay, hold on. Just actually
Luka Dean.
start from the bottom, and then we can kind of start ruling people
Yeah,
out.
okay, so Norwich.
No one from there.
No Pookie. No.
No.
No Sargent. Josh Sargent.
I'm not on the. What was it?
Sargent.
What was it? I'm not part of the Pookie party. No,
Okay.
I'm proud of Cooper Party.
Watford.
no.
Did they have anyone?
No,
Emmanuel Dennis.
no.
Had a
no.
very good start to the season.
No.
Start.
Purple
Like the
patch.
first 10 games, he was like on 9 goals. Or
I feel like Yao Pedro had
Didn't
had
get
a
10
similar
this
thing
season.
towards the back end.
Burnley.
No.
No.
No, not Dwight.
I know Andrew has a fixation for Dwight McNeil, but the
Not
answer is
anymore.
no.
I had it for the season.
Leeds.
No.
Rafinha.
Okay, well,
Rafinha maybe, but
No.
not that
Ooh.
push.
no.
Rafinha,
Calvin,
yeah.
Calvin Phillips.
It's a push.
Calvin
Calvin
Phillips
Phillips
injured.
was
injured,
Yeah.
so-
Yeah, that's what I mean. But I mean, like, yeah, if he wasn't injured though. What if-
Rafinha, though.
There's a I know
Rafinha's been
Rafinha, I
linked
know
for
Rafinha
50
is good,
mil.
but like,
But what if Billy Salah scored 10 more goals? You know what I mean? Like, it's a very big if.
yeah, what if?
Everton.
Not anymore.
Donegal Calvert-Lewin. Does
No.
he get it?
No, because he wouldn't replay.
I
it
don't.
this season.
I mean, to be fair, I
Are
think
we saying just based on this season who
Yeah.
had the best?
Yeah, that's something.
I mean,
let's-
honestly, I think even just that one season does not automatically make him the best player because he wasn't doing anything before that either. You can't just have one good season and be like you're the best player outside top
Do you
10.
consider him as a candidate though?
Depends what he does this
moving
season.
forward as we go on through it.
Like, if he does well, let's say
I think
the
he'd
next
be. Able,
two
I think.
seasons.
I think like halfway through it, you'd have your answer, right?
Yeah.
Because either he'll back up, he'll be back to form, or he'll be just like every
The
other
same
season he's
thing.
had.
You just
Okay.
need consistency.
The Saints for Southampton.
Ward-Prowse.
Maybe Ward-Prowse.
Maybe
Maybe
Ward-Prowse
Ward-Prowse.
or
Arguably.
I think he's carrying them.
Walker
I
Peters.
think I'll tell you right.
No.
Give it
Timo
give it a few
Livramento.
seasons. Maybe your man. Oh, I never meant to go. Say, maybe Salisu. I think Salisu had a
He's
decent
actually
season.
pretty good. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think,
we'd have
but
a
give
good-
him time.
I think Ward-Prowse is our biggest candidate right now.
Ward-Prowse
Yeah.
is the biggest candidate now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Decore though for Everton.
No.
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 He's good. I do rate him.
Brentford. Ericsson. Is Ericsson?
He's got impact. When
Does
he's
Ericsson
in.
get
Yeah,
in
good.
above Ward-Prowse?
Can you
skip
count
that?
Ericsson really?
You skip Coutinho.
I feel like
Oh,
that.
I did skip Villa.
Who?
I skipped Villa.
Oh, Villa.
You could argue Coutinho.
I mean,
in fairness.
to be honestly, Coutinho kind of feels like cheating with alongside Ericsson,
Who
right?
had a better game? Who
What?
had a better season? Ericsson or Coutinho?
I'd say
Like
Coutinho.
Coutinho.
Coutinho. But
Yeah.
I think it's just because he had more time.
Yeah. Like Ericsson,
think?
came
Yeah.
in. Was it after Christmas? Was it?
Yeah. What you think Ericsson had a better season?
Coutinho is a cheat
Do you
code.
not think that Ericsson's impact was bigger though?
Was it though?
Well,
could
if you
argue
look
that,
at where
yeah,
Brentford
considering
were,
where they were.
I mean,
yeah.
maybe, but like, I still don't think he had a better season overall.
Coutinho has better players around him.
He just
than
didn't. He just
Brentford.
like the problem was he just didn't play, right? Like, it's understandable, but like, he just didn't really play until like what the last 10 games.
Yeah, he wasn't there for that.
Like,
often.
you can't. I feel like it's hard to argue for Ericsson there.
hang on, I'll
think
bring
he
up there.
has-
I'll bring them.
Yeah, no, you go ahead.
4 goals and 4. It's 4 goals and 3 assists.
Who? Coutinho.
Yeah, or was it 5 goals and 3 assists?
Coutinho had this season.
5 goals and 3
He had
4 goals.
5 goals, 3 assists.
Yeah.
yes. I'm going to try compare him on FB Ref. I just need to figure that out. But do you not think that like Ericsson though might have?
But it's a bit different though, because everything went through Ericsson at Brentford, while at Villa,
Like, a lot of the ball went through Coutinho as
it
well.
goes through us on the left though. But
Villa can't function if they actually have one of the midfielders that
The
pass
left
the ball all
side,
the time.
you are very left side heavy.
we have Luka Dean though, who plays left.
I mean, Luka Dean's a good shout as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Matty Cash.
Maybe not.
Okay. So what James is doing now, I'm gonna say we just
Martinez.
It's
No, not after this season.
no.
Not
No.
after this season.
I think Luke.
I think just as a thing, we should just like effectively rule out Ericsson and Coutinho because it feels like it feels like a cop out answer to say either one of them.
I know what you mean, but you still have to pick the best.
Yeah, but I just feel like that's not. It still doesn't really feel.
Yeah,
accurate,
Ericsson
right?
did only get 1 goal and 4 assists, but he did have a massive impact, I felt.
To be fair, how many games did he play?
His match rating, he played 11.
11.
Coutinho played 19.
I'm basically
I
right.
think John McGinn had the best.
They're both
stat-
30 years old, actually.
What's your obsession with John McGinn?
John McGinn had the best stats over best rating overall between any player. Top
Are
five,
you
top
talking
four,
about like
top six.
game by game, like match rating?
Individual
Yeah.
match rating, yeah.
Well, it says here by match rating for this for FootMob it says 6 point. Sorry, that Ericsson's was higher than Coutinho's. He had a 7.69 versus a 7. Not much in it, but I think you might be right with Coutinho because he was fantastic. Did he get those 2 goals? Was it? Did he
Goal
get
and
2
assist.
against
Is there anyone else we could even reconsider from
Got
the
two
other
against
ones?
Leeds.
Palace? Have a lot of good players.
So Saha was maybe.
No, he
No,
dropped
not
off.
that. Olise?
He's been off it maybe.
No, I don't think he's the best.
No, but I'm
I think he
saying
has the
like
best
I'm talking. You're
potential.
talking. No, Guehi. He had a pretty good season.
Yeah.
Did you say he had the best season?
I feel like saying like
Overall, like?
it's similar to what I said about Salsu, right? I think he had a really good season, but I think it's more like
He's going to be better.
he's gonna be
I
really
agree.
good.
Zaha did get 14 goals this season.
Really?
Yes.
That's actually
He got
mad.
14
I
goals,
didn't
1
really think much.
assist.
That he had much of a season. This
He did
season.
have a lot of penalties though. How much did he get? He got 5 penalties.
Oh, because he didn't have your man. What's his face taking him?
Um,
What's his name?
Palace?
Milivojevic.
Yeah.
Milivojevic. Because he always took them.
Newcastle.
No.
I can't say.
No.
Your man that they signed, DM.
Guimaraes.
Guimaraes, yeah.
Guimaraes, or whatever this, or however they say his name.
He wasn't that great though.
I think Trippier had a good start when he had
Yeah.
Yeah,
He did.
hard, but
Very important goals when he
Yeah.
first came in.
scored against
Man.
Aston Villa.
It was a
Yeah.
great free kick.
yeah.
I don't think I could really argue for any of the Newcastle players.
Yeah.
So would
This right,
you
not right
say Guay, Gallagher? A lot of people would say Conor Gallagher.
Well, I wouldn't
For a
put him
full
as a.
season, no. If
I
you
think
ask
for,
me
I mean,
halfway through,
honestly,
maybe.
he might not even have been the best ex-Chelsea player in Crystal Palace's team that season.
Yeah.
Honestly, like
Should Chelsea have held on to Tomori
yes,
I mean,
or Guay? If
He-
they could only hold on to one, who
if you
would
can only
say?
hold on to one,
Tomori,
probably
I'd say.
Tomori.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Well, that's
mean,
the thing, they might have held on to, but would he have been any useful to Tuchel? Would he have even played him?
I think he
feel-
would have
I-
got in over Chalobah.
I think the thing is though, right? I think Chelsea fans would probably be like, Trevor Chalobah had a good enough season for us. We're happy with what we did.
at the start of the season, yeah.
I mean, how much did they get for?
But then he
Tomori?
started getting replaced by
28.
28.
Azpilicueta, didn't he?
Decent amount.
He's on the back end of the season. Tuchel kind of started not liking him as much. He started playing as Piliqueta.
He was a bit
and
error
you play
prone.
as Piliqueta out on the right, and then you put Reece James in as a right centre back.
I mean, your man Chalobah was a bit error prone, but you can understand that he's a young player.
Yeah, he had a good couple goals in them. This
Yeah,
season
I
as
think
well.
that's more the thing. Like those early errors were kind of offset by the fact he was scoring.
Rudiger might be a big miss as well.
That's
He's
a
only
huge
really
miss.
good.
Yeah, because he had a very good season.
But to be fair, I think he only that. maybe
And the other
two-
guy that no one
maybe
cares
two
about.
really good seasons. To be fair, I think he only really came up this season, maybe last season.
Out of, if you exclude Liverpool and Chelsea, sorry, if you exclude Liverpool and City, was Rudiger the great centre back,
Yeah.
Yes,
or would Thiago Silva take it?
I feel like don't get me wrong, Thiago was good, but I feel like Rudiger just
Edged him,
like
yeah.
did more.
Well, that's only.
I just-
yeah, but again, you need someone in there organising. the
Yeah,
whole
you do.
Defense.
Rudiger got.
Does Dan
was in my
Burn?
t-
Does Dan Burn get a shout?
No,
No.
No?
I think he was purple.
he was
patch.
he was
Because
fine.
Was he not?
He was fine.
Was it not like was he not a huge contributor to Newcastle coming 11th when people like before Eddie Howe came in?
You're saying
Would you think it's more that it's an Eddie Howe thing than?
I'd say it's more of an Eddie Howe.
I think it's an
I
Eddie
thought it was
Howe.
more of about targeting.
Considering like how the style of play they had under Steve Bruce, and then especially how Steve Bruce
I
plays.
Does
mean-
Eddie Howe get manager this season?
No,
Garrigue, I think. Definitely
he's up there.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think he's,
Definitely up there.
up there, but I don't think he. I
Then
don't
who
think
gets
he'd
it?
get it.
You have to say. Well, the usual suspects, Guardiola or Klopp. Have
I
to
think
be
if
up
you,
there.
I think if you're excluding the,
The usual suspects.
yeah,
I think
like,
it-
top guys, probably.
Does he get in ahead of Moyes?
Ooh,
No, I wouldn't say so.
I think if Moyes, I think are West Ham playing Conference League?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think if they were playing
They
Europa League,
finished.
arguable.
I think they finished sixth last year though.
I think if they had gotten like Europa League, maybe. But I think Conference League, I don't think you can justify saying it.
I think that Eddie Howe.
I mean, when you consider
if
where-
if I had to pick manager this season, I'd probably pick.
I mean,
Eddie
when
Howe.
you consider where Newcastle were when he came in.
No, Graham Potter.
Oh,
Ooh.
actually, Graham Potter's a good shout.
Yeah, he's underrated. I think.
He is.
Or is he underrated or is he like
He got
overrated?
Brighton. He
in
got
terms of,
Brighton
like,
to ninth
Ninth.
with that team. No,
Do you
no way he's
think? Do
underrated.
you think Brighton
If they had an
potentially
actual
though?
striker?
Do Brighton have a better squad though than the teams they finished above?
No, I don't think they do.
Well, would you want to go through it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it better than Wolves?
No.
No.
I would have thought that, but after this season, no.
No.
No,
Is it better than Newcastle
Yeah.
Yeah.
slightly,
They're better than their squad. Yeah.
slightly, but like
after the additions?
Yeah, after
Yeah.
the additions, yeah.
after the additions.
Yeah.
I feel like if all of Newcastle's signings were actually firing like they should be, then Newcastle probably is better. But I just feel like a lot of them were misfiring, right? Like Wilson didn't really do as well this season. What's his name? Fraser didn't really do that well.
Didn't do much.
Like,
You came well
like
when Hell came in.
what's his name? Almiron just seems to just like
Be Almiron.
oh yeah, Almiron sings up. It's just like oh he's almost there, and we've been almost there for like 3-4 years now.
Do Crystal Palace have a better team
Yeah.
than Brighton?
Yeah.
I would have said so, yeah.
Yeah, much better.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel man, I don't think it's like great. Like,
not
I think,
it's not
I think,
miles
I think,
away
I think
from
because Gallagher's not actually like in their team.
But like, do you not think of Eze, Elise, Edward, Zaha?
Yeah, no, it's better.
Their
but I
attacking
just, like,
talent's much better.
yeah, their attacking talent is much better. I just think Brighton's defense is better though.
Guehi.
Yeah, Guehi.
You've
but
got
that's it.
Guehi. You've got.
I think Pass are much better.
What's his name?
I think
Van
Basel
Arnholt?
overall
Yeah,
solid, more
No, he's not
solid.
even there anymore.
Anderson.
Alright.
Tyker Mitchell. It's pretty good.
Fine.
Their goalkeeper
Cucurella?
might be better.
What's his name?
Guaita.
Guaita,
Guaita
yeah.
is a bit better than Sanchez, I'd say.
They have a
That's
decent backup in Butland.
Yeah, no, Palace is better, but
Yeah.
Do you think Brentford's team is better than Brighton?
No.
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 I actually think they probably have similar enough.
Do you think Villa's team squad
Yeah.
is better? Than
Villa's is definitely better.
You
Yeah.
have to say,
Villa, I think
yeah.
Villa have the best squad outside top six. I think best squad.
That's a bold statement.
is a bold
better than
statement.
Leicester.
Yeah, I think a better squad overall.
I agree with that. I don't think Leicester
They
has
have
the
more
depth.
depth than Leicester, but
Yeah.
I don't think their starting 11's better than Leicester starting.
Like,
11.
I
Oh,
mean,
go
but
through.
hold on.
Oh, go.
But I think Leicester
Outside
firing
top
on all
six,
cylinders.
is Villa's team better than West Ham's?
Yeah.
No.
No,
I
it's
think
not.
like, the squad is better, anyways.
Is it though?
Individually,
Is
The
it,
maybe.
squad itself. You
Like, some
compare
individuals are
Is
better.
it?
but-
25
Okay,
versus
let's
25.
go through Villa and West Ham right now.
But
so
if you-
if we're okay, let's say because Villa play effectively,
For a Christmas tree.
and they do play that kind of Christmas tree.
I mean,
Let's just say if we just do the whole classic 4-3-3,
Yeah.
because that's sort of like the classic one now.
Right.
Okay, so in goal, Martinez or
versus Dubravka.
or
No, Fabianski.
Fabianski.
Martinez.
Right.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh,
hang
come
on,
on.
hang on. Are we going off this season?
Or overall.
Overall.
Okay, I mean, okay, if you're going overall,
No, I think
if you're going overall, it probably would be Fabianski, but
I
that's
think
purely because
Fabianski
Martinez-
had a
I think
better season
I
than
think Martinez had
as
a
well.
more clean
it's
sheets.
more. No, it's more like I think if
Martinez had
you
more
say
clean sheets.
overall, you'd say Fabianski because Martin has been a second fiddle
I think-
keeper for most of his career,
I don't
right?
think he did.
Yeah.
I think he, what?
Anyway, right back.
Matty Cash.
Matty
Matty
Cash
Cash.
versus what's his name? If we can't remember his name, it's probably Matty
I can
Cash.
see him. I can see him. I can't think of his name. One second. I'll get it.
Right back. Oh no, it's a
Lamptey.
Soufal.
Lamptey.
Is it?
Soufal.
Last Ufal, yeah.
Soufal for West
Soufal.
Ham, yeah. I'd say Soufal.
I
Would
think
you?
actually Soufal is probably.
I think
probably,
Soufal.
probably is a bit
Yeah,
better.
Matty
yeah.
Cash got player of the season.
Yeah, he got player of the
Player of the
season
season for
like,
Villa, yeah.
Yeah, for
But
Villa.
But I think
Like, you,
Soufal.
like Andrew, you have to be honest, right? There's not many people on your team that really had standout seasons.
Yeah.
Centre backs. going with two.
Ogbonna and Zuma versus Mings and Konsa.
Konsa.
Yeah,
Okay, I think
I think Zuma gets in there.
both of West Ham's over Mings,
no.
but I think maybe
Konsa might
Konsa's
get in
better
the
than one of
head
the
of
other.
Ogbonna.
Mings had a better season than Konsa.
I think Konsa gets in.
I
there.
do.
Mings had a better
Okay,
season.
question is, who do you think's better? Do you think Ogbonna's better or do you think Zuma's better?
Zuma's
Probably
better.
Zuma.
Zuma, yeah.
Okay, so what? Zuma,
I'd say,
Konsa?
I'd say Zuma Dawson.
I think
Really?
Dawson's underrated,
I
but I
think-
think
I think
Dawson
Craig
can be a
Dawson,
bit
yeah.
erratic sometimes.
Okay, let's just
I think
say
Mings
let's
is better.
give Villa one and give
Yeah,
West Ham
I'd say
one.
that's fine. Left back is at low,
left
though.
back
Dean.
Dean.
Digne.
You have to
Yeah.
Dean,
Yeah.
yeah.
And like
Over
I
Cresswell.
I think
'Cause Cresswell had a very good
I
season.
think Cresswell was fine,
Right.
but I
Yeah.
just feel like Dean is better than him at it.
Okay, we'll go with the midfield then.
Rice.
Rice, 100%.
gets in.
Coutinho.
He has to be in.
Coutinho
Oh, he's
gets,
more of attacking mid, isn't he?
Well, we save Coutinho for wings,
Right.
and then we say midfielders, other midfielders.
Ramsey,
Okay,
You've
what
got
are
Jacob
midfield-
Ramsey. You've got
John McGinn,
Let's say Mark
John
What's
McGinn.
your man's name?
Suchek.
Suchek.
Suchek definitely
Suchek
gets
had,
in.
a, Suchek had a terrible season though.
Oh, he wasn't that terrible.
Your
No, he
midfielders
wasn't.
weren't great, Andrew.
Just because
be
Suchek
honest,
didn't get
man.
another 10 goals this season does not
Like,
mean
be
he-
honest, Andrew. Your midfielders weren't great.
Ramsey, I go Ramsey.
Lanzini, he's in midfield.
Yeah, Lanzini. He's more of an attacking player. Fornals.
And he's a
Fornals,
sub.
yeah, got him with him.
Go. You have to put.
I'd say it's Rice, Suchek, and I think McGinn.
McGinn.
I think that's the three.
Yeah.
And then I think it's right wing is Bowen.
Bowen.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Left wing you say Coutinho.
Coutinho. And then
And
who's
then up top
I'd-
is
I'd say Watkins.
Watkins over Antonio. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's better
Well,
overall.
I'd say-
But I still think
Yarmolenko, though, you forget about him.
Nah.
No, we're not. No, Connor. We know Yarmolenko's there. We're fully aware.
Ben Rama.
We're fully aware.
Just thought to throw him
Ben
in.
Rama.
Better-
No, we're fully aware. Ben Rama's there as well, James.
But I think West Ham do have a better starting 11.
Yeah.
And I think they do have
Their system works.
they
better.
do have quite a lot of depth when you think about it. Like they do have another
Do they?
third centre back. Villa don't really.
Oh no, we have Carlos now.
I mean, like,
Yeah, now you
Yeah,
do.
not this
We're
season,
going
not
on last
season.
like
Yeah.
like and they also have
what's funny is right. Like,
they've
like,
got more they've also got attacking midfielder cover.
don't-
We have attacking
no,
midfielder.
don't-
Yeah,
James,
yeah. They also do.
James, what's funny, right? Like, we're talking like when we talk about like Lanzini or Yarmolenko or like Ben Rama. Like, we know like Ben Rama's good.
I
Like, you wouldn't like when you think of like good like off the bench players, like Yarmolenko and Lanzini aren't who you think of. But when they come off the bench for West Ham,
They do very well,
Yeah, they
yeah.
do,
Yeah.
which is weird because not what you think of.
Yeah.
Yarmolenko came off the bench like 20 times this season.
I still remember, right?
Ben
I
Rama.
don't- it wasn't last season, the season before. It was Tottenham were like 3-0 up against West Ham, right?
Oh,
and they,
yeah,
they,
yeah.
they turn around. Lanzini off the bench pulls out being like 30-yard screamer or whatever from out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Ben Rama, like he's one of those players I watch. I'm like, oh my god, he's playing so shit. And then next of all, he gets an assist or a goal.
Yeah.
He's one of those players. really.
Bowen's a fantastic player.
Bowen's
Yeah.
good.
Do you think then that Leicester have a better team than Villa?
Their
First
first team.
starting 11, yes.
When all players are fit and
You have to assume fully fit squads here, Andrew.
Yeah.
If you're saying fully fit, like
Has to be Leicester,
I think
right?
they actually kind of blow away Villa.
yeah, I think so as well.
Goalkeeper was
mean-
I don't know. Maybe Martinez. Martinez gets in
Right.
right
Oh,
back
Schmeichel?
Actually thought really.
Yes.
I would have said
Really?
Schmeichel.
after Schmeichel's last season.
Yeah.
Yes,
Right back.
Oh,
Schmeichel had a very.
Oh,
I
poor,
yeah,
still
he
think
is
that's
poor.
a bit harsh, man.
Schmeichel had a really.
Martinez
poor
didn't
season,
have a great season last season.
but it was still better than
Yeah.
Schmeichel's. And
Is
Martinez
that
had
good
bet-
enough though to warrant putting him in over?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so
I
because I think if we go off
I thought
recently,
Casper Schmeichel was pretty poor this season. Like he was.
he was
poor.
very poor.
Yeah.
Very poor.
I
I
don't
think
know, man.
right back. Who's Leicester's now?
Pereira, is it?
It's
Yeah.
fully
He
fit.
wasn't-
Fully fit. It's got to be
If he's
Ferreira.
fully fit, yeah. It's centre backs Evans and Fofana over Konsa. And
Yeah,
Yes.
no
Yes.
question.
Yes.
And then
Luke
Don't
left
try and
back,
deny that one.
left back Luca Digne or
What's his face?
Castagna.
Ooh,
Look at him.
I think it's still
Luka
Digne,
Digne,
but Castagna's
yeah.
good.
Two CDMs, Ndidi and Tielemans.
They didn't have good seasons at all.
They're still better
It's
than
still
what
Ndidi,
Villa
though,
have.
man. Come on.
What?
It's still better than what Villa
They
has.
had.
though.
They had
Your
Dewsbury Hall
midfielders
playing
were
midfield
bad,
all
Andrew.
the- all season.
Like,
They
Douglas
did
Luiz
because
isn't that
Ndidi
good.
was injured quite a lot, yeah. But I'd still put those two over him. Cam Madison over Coutinho.
Ramsey.
Does he get in over Coutinho? I mean, Madison had a better season overall than Coutinho, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you say like
Also,
who's
midfield.
talent-wise, who's
Coutinho's
better?
made him play.
Especially when you consider that a lot of, like we were talking earlier, a lot of like Madison's like best parts of the season came
At the end,
at the end. So he was probably playing as well in the same time frame that Coutinho was in the Premier
but he
League.
had
then.
more
Yeah.
More
goals.
games on,
He had
yeah.
15 goals or something
Yeah.
like that. Right mid.
You missed it. You missed it. Oh yeah, right mid. Oh, John. Or well, you forgot a midfielder.
Buendia.
No, you forgot like another.
John McGinn.
John McGinn and Ramsey. Yeah.
But did they get in over Ndidi and
Or
Yeah.
Tielemans?
Yeah, but if you're playing a 3 centre mid.
Oh no, we were. Sorry, I was thinking more of like a
Oh,
A
4,
4,
2,
3-1.
2 holding midfielders.
Yeah.
Then attacking.
Because I think if you go with a right mid, then you've got
I look at this outside because we were
it's
talking about
probably
Graham
better
Potter.
than Bailey.
Oh yeah, Bailey's been shit this season.
So you've got who's right mid for Leicester again? Sorry. Well, they do play with a 5-back sometimes. Who is their right mid usually though? I feel like I forget. Well, like they play a Yosi Perez out there sometimes.
And it's definitely
What
Bailey.
the fuck? Yeah. Who do they?
Buendia, I suppose.
Because he does kind of play with it too with like Ian Acho and
Does he even go with that wide?
yeah
Is it?
Mark
Yeah.
O'Brien. Well, he
No, he doesn't play that much this season.
He played more out on the left.
Forget about
Though.
Harvey Barnes.
Oh, Harvey
Harvey
Barnes out
Barnes.
on the left.
Yeah.
Harvey Barnes out on the right. Out on the right is Mark Albrighton, yeah. Out on the left is Barnes. He definitely gets in.
Yeah.
And then up top, you have to say Vardy, yeah.
Has to be
Cannot
Vardy.
say
You know?
that.
Who's playing right wing?
Vardy, like.
Right wing?
Buendia.
Yeah, you probably put Buendia out there, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess
We'll give you-
for
we'll give
lack
you.
of better options.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No,
I
I think Buendia is a fantastic player.
yeah.
No, I read it like I don't I think he's their best one. I think next season he'll be like one of the best players we'll have.
But I mean, like also next season, Jamie Vardy's gonna drop off.
Is Villa squad better than Everton?
Yes.
Yeah, considering where
That's
it
not
all
hard,
happened-
though.
Yeah, considering where they
Is
all
it, though?
happened to them.
No, it's not.
Alright.
Do you know?
Considering what
Do you
happened
know?
to them,
Can you
yeah.
name a single player on Everton's bench?
Alan plays on the bench.
Oh, come on, let's put it this way.
Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
Yeah.
I mean, their entire starting 11, really.
To be fair, when you look at where they placed, they barely got out. You know what I mean? Alive.
Yeah.
Again, only because the rest of the team were just so substandard.
You
Yeah,
think of it,
exactly.
Yerry Mina and Michael Keane versus Consett and Mings. Seamus Coleman versus Matty Cash.
Yeah.
Who played left back?
Some
Mikolenko versus Luka Dean.
Mikolenko.
Oh yeah, Hukum.
Mikolenko versus Luka Dean.
Yeah, no, Aston Villa is definitely better. Why are you talking about Villa again? I thought we were talking about Brighton.
The core versus the Wiz.
Because I think Graham Potter. I don't know. I think Brighton.
Yeah,
Graham Potter. Do we think
about
that
Graham Potter being
if you
underrated?
compare Graham Potter to Eddie Howe, whose achievement was bigger?
It's right, Eddie Howe.
Eddie,
Considering they're back for relegation so early in the season, and then somehow he got them out, I think that's quite. Especially, he's a new manager. Well, not new, well, you know what I mean, he's not exactly.
News to the club, like.
The problem,
Yeah.
the problem is saying Eddie Howe feels like robbing Graham Potter, doesn't it?
Well, not really.
It kind
Well-
it kind of does though.
Like, but
That-
Brighton have been
that's-
kind of finishing in that.
That's
kind of
bright.
zone.
No, they
That's
haven't. Ninth.
that's
They
Graham
definitely
Potter's
haven't.
squad.
Like, they've
It
been slowly
is
making
Graham
progress.
Potter's squad. I think he did that.
That's-
But then again, look at the signings Graham Potter has got to make over the last few seasons versus what Eddie Howe did in one January window.
Yeah, like
Matty Target.
I think, like honestly, Chris Wood might just like if you like rule out Mopai, because I think he was like a little bit like I feel like the Chris Wood signing alone is just more than what Brighton has spent.
Because
in a
what
while.
have Brighton?
Well-
who have Brighton brought in since Graham Potter's been there?
Lamptey
And Wepu.
and Wepu.
Mbapu.
They
He was
do
very good,
Oh,
and
Spanish
what's his
lads.
name?
Yeah, he's-
Casado.
Yeah.
Casado.
and Cucurella.
Cucurella.
Yeah.
They didn't spend much on him though, did they?
15.
15.
Yeah, he's deadly, I think.
Oh yeah, he's good.
Trossard might have come just at the start
No,
of
he
his
came.
term.
He
Last,
came
wasn't it?
before, didn't he?
Well, he came like a
They
while ago.
They do not. They do not. They actually are terrible at trying to scout actual strikers, aren't they? They can't get forward options
They
for the sake
need
of
a
life.
striker.
Yeah.
If they, I think if Brighton have a striker,
We've been saying that for years. If Brighton had someone who could actually put away chances,
They
they'd
almost,
actually
they
be
almost
a
signed Darwin Núñez
consistent
last
top
year for
half
like
team.
20 million.
oh my god.
Like they would genuinely be a consistent top half team if they had an actual striker instead of like whatever they actually have up front. Mopai, who's just a piss
Danny
boy.
Welbeck.
If Brighton,
Danny Welbeck.
Yeah.
United.
Andrew Trossard was hit or miss most days.
Still watch it.
It's
If-
mostly misses.
If Brighton had Antonio, do they get?
Antonio's a bit of a weird one.
If Brighton have Antonio, do they get 7th? Do they get Europa Conference?
Well, no, because he's injured.
Nah.
He's injured.
Is-
Or
Okay,
if they had Lukaku,
No.
Yeah.
actually, I think Lukaku would be all right in their system. Like genuinely, I think he. I think
he would.
I think Lukaku would be better in Brighton's system than he is
than
in
he would
Chelsea's.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like for sure.
I think Lukaku gets 15
probably
goals for
would.
Brighton.
We'll see how you centre Brighton around Lukaku.
You keep
Anyway.
posing these what funny questions that actually like there's a bit
I'm
of, I think
pretty
there's a bit of
interested.
credit to that.
What about Vardy at Brighton?
They get 7.
Does Vardy get more at Brighton than he does at Leicester?
No.
I don't know if he gets more, but he definitely gets more. I don't think he would do as well at Brighton as he would for Leicester, but he would for sure do better than what Brighton currently
If
have.
Brighton had Vardy, would they finish above Leicester?
Yes.
No. I think
There was
Leicester's-
1 point in it.
Yes.
There was 1 point in
No,
it this
like
season.
no, like I think like I
If
think
Leicester was fully fit, though.
I think if Leicester have already peaked though, regardless of whether they're fully fit or not. 5th was their peak.
But it's
The fact they didn't get Champions League at any point of those 2 seasons is just like
they've
they
been
won the
injured
FA
for
Cup.
2 seasons. What's up with their medical staff? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
How many players do they keep getting injured?
I keep talking about this as well with them.
What's up with their medical staff?
Like
What are they doing? Are they breaking
they're
their
injuring their
players'
players, James.
legs?
That's
Yeah. Are they going in with fucking
They wanna-
baseball bats?
well, they
What
wanna be-
happens in the dressing rooms in
they want to have a job, James.
Fight Club.
Is it fight
You know,
club?
James-
Brendan Rodgers stay
It's
out.
like if all their players if none of their players are injured, then we're out of a job. Sorry to them.
Do you guys think Foden deserved Best Young Player of the Year?
I don't think so.
It feels like a bit of a cop out giving it to him, honestly.
I think he
Does
got
he-
it
does
because
he-
he won the Premier League.
Does he get it over? In your opinion, was Saka more deserving?
I think Saka is kind of like
The season before, I
If you
think
ask
so.
any Arsenal
Not
fan,
this season.
they'll say Saka's better than
Well,
Foden.
okay. I think the thing is, Saka was way more important for Arsenal than Foden was
Yeah.
for City.
Like you could probably take Foden out of the City squad and they'd still live, whereas Saka, if you took him out, they would
I mean,
drop.
I said it
Yes.
earlier, right? It felt like for Arsenal, if Saka wasn't doing everything for them, they weren't doing anything.
Yeah,
What do you guys think about 5 sub rows? That's going to be the big.
Is that coming in?
Yeah,
it
that's done.
I'm
That's
not a
confirmed,
big-
like-
like again, it's handy for top 5, top 4. I'm the big fan. The only thing I will say is it might encourage the big teams to start playing youngsters. It might just
Maybe.
take off.
But that's the only thing I can really find.
What team benefits the most?
City.
City.
City or Liverpool.
Do you think
yeah.
City?
Yeah.
I think Liverpool.
It always feels
I
like
don't think Liverpool have
because
enough-
of our style of play.
No.
Because I think Liverpool suit better because their style, and also if you look at City's bench compared to Liverpool these days, there's a lot of geezers that you don't even know
Yeah.
are playing for fucking City. Then
I mean, the thing is that like it always feels like City's subs are more impactful than like anyone else's, right?
Yeah, but
I think okay. So hold on.
There's still like the big names that are there, like Sterling.
if you look at
Mahrez,
Southampton,
it's
Brighton, because they don't really have a big squad either. Brentford. Then teams coming up, Nottingham Forest especially, they have a terrible squad.
Do you know what's funny though, right?
But,
Like we're talking about this 5 sub rule helping out City, but if you look at it against Real Madrid in Champions League, it actually hurt them having the options available. Because when they used all
Yeah.
5 of the substitutions, now obviously, like
Rodrigo scored.
like no offense,
2 goals.
like you can't really blame Pep, right? Because when he made those substitutions, you couldn't just suddenly expect that Rodrigo's going to score
Score
2
two,
in the space of
yeah.
2 minutes and
Well,
force
to be
extra
fair,
time.
you don't take off.
But when
your
you, but
goal
like
scorer.
when you look
Real
at
Madrid were destined to win that
but
Champions
no,
League.
I
for
mean
some
like when you,
reason.
like
I
you
don't
know,
know
when
what
we
happened.
did it, right? There's no way Real Madrid were going to come back, right? And then it happened, and then you look at their bench, right? And even if they could make another substitution, they had nothing. They had a goalkeeper and then a couple of youth players who you weren't going to bring on. The only outfield senior player they had was Nate Nake. That was it. Whereas like Real Madrid are still bringing on like beating Camavinga and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, how do you
Yeah.
compete with that, right?
Yeah, but if Man City are bringing on, all their subs against Leeds next season, who's going to have the better extra 5 subs, City or Leeds? Anyways, like.
Well, it all depends
they
on
still
the
don't
day.
benefit
You could
them
have
so
injuries. Man City could have injuries.
But I mean,
Yeah,
like to
but-
be fair, right? You're still looking at there being a World Cup in December.
Yeah,
Like,
but
Is that why it's been brought in?
no,
no,
it's
it's not
permanent.
white. But I mean, it's permanent. But I mean,
Yeah.
like if something like that's gonna be happening, you need you need more substitutions, right?
Like the fact that like I think was it Gareth Bale said that next season De Bruyne might
might
play
go to
something
Villa.
like 74 games in the year. I think that's ridiculous.
Like Gavi was
the
like,
fact that Liverpool
like,
players played 69
who was
this
it?
season was a
Irish
joke.
it was Pedri who played like 60 something games last season, and he's only like 17.
Yeah.
Like that's mental.
When
That
you
just
think
shouldn't
about
be happening.
All those Liverpool players, they played every single possible game they could have
Yeah.
Yeah,
played.
like
That's not-
Van Dijk.
Is there any player that played all?
Like Van Dijk pretty much
games?
plays every minute for us most of the time.
Is there any Liverpool player that played every single game?
No, because he did rotate Trent out the odd time. I think Trent probably played the most.
I think
thought
it was,
Ro-
was not Hendo.
I thought it was Hendo.
No, Henderson
Actually,
missed
no,
a lot of
yeah,
games.
Henderson
Henderson
has
was
been trying
dropped
to
a
come
lot
on
of
as
the
a
time.
sub.
What about
Yeah.
Dyke?
I think he made. I
He's
think,
like-
I think he
he's
made the
like
most
a-
appearances anyway.
The
Maybe him or
most-
Van Dijk.
I'd say Van Dijk.
'Cause
Van
Van
Dijk
Dijk-
missed a lot of the cup games though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but Trent didn't play in them either.
Yeah.
Matt-
No, probably Van Dijk. I'd say Van.
I'd say Van Dijk or maybe.
Because Matt Tip and what's his name,
Konate
Konate, they were
were
kind of like
rotated quite a
yeah.
lot.
Well, yeah, because I mean, because
He's
you
so
could,
injured, bro.
because you can't have
Salah.
Matt. You can't have Matt to play two
He missed
games a week.
AFCON, though. See, these are
Yeah.
AFCON, so he's
Like-
missed a while.
Yeah, so you're gonna have the World Cup in December, and you're gonna have the AFCON in January.
It's
Jota
on- it's in
potentially
January
made the
again
most
this year?
appearances,
Huh?
Is
actually.
it in January again this
Jota.
year?
AFCON?
Yeah.
Isn't it always?
No,
I don't
think
think
it
it's
is.
that
Maybe
year.
Maybe not the cup games.
I think it is.
Yeah, the cup games.
I
he
thought
only
every
came
4
on.
years. It's not this year because the World
I
Cup's
think
on.
really, I'd say Van Dijk or maybe Fabinho.
I'm not
Maybe
sure.
every
because,
2 years.
Because wasn't the
Oh,
one?
yeah,
Wasn't,
I
wasn't
think
this one the
He did
delayed
get
one?
an injury though
Huh?
for the Villa
It wasn't the
game.
one that was played. Was not the delayed one?
Got
that
injured in
was-
the Villa game,
yeah,
and then
by
he's
all
out
So
means,
does that
for
not just
like
mean
a
that
few
there's going to
games.
be another one?
Was it?
Because the World
I
Cup's
thought
He's
on.
out for like 3
Yeah.
or 4 games. Yeah.
Oh, that's
When do they ever care about other competitions when they're organising their own?
Yeah, true. But the World Cup does it.
Was Thiago injured at all? Yeah, I think he was.
I don't think.
Yeah,
I
he
don't
was.
think
He
it's.
had a feel like niggly thing, I think.
And I had a couple.
Oh, remember was it against that Villa game as well?
He got one. After
Carabao Cup,
the
he got the
Car-
Carabao
the-
Cup warm up.
He got one after a game before the Champions League final.
Yeah, he did.
And there was a big worry there.
Yeah,
There was the Wolves game, but he didn't miss any games there.
wasn't there?
Probably didn't
Yeah.
help him for the final.
No. Well, I mean, I don't think anything would have helped in that final.
Who was your favourite player this season?
Like across any team,
Yeah.
or does
Or excluding your own.
do you want us to exclude our own?
Yeah.
Exclude John.
Probably for me, it might be Mahrez or De Bruyne.
That feels like cheating. Like in this
To be
morning.
fair, like they are just world class. You can't ignore that.
I have to say Ronaldo, to be honest. I feel
To
like
be
there was
fair,
just so much fun
watching some of
moments.
his performances were just like, how is he
Think
still
about
doing
those
this?
Champions League games were hilarious.
I thought the Tottenham games were hilarious.
The Champions League game was hilarious because every time when United looked like they were going to lose the game, he'd pop up in the 90th
Yeah.
minute and score another one, and you're like, "Oh my god!"
Like,
of
he just
course,
keep- he
of
just keep
course, it's
doing it.
Ronaldo.
They should not even gone out of that
The
group.
Atalanta one was ridiculous.
They shouldn't
It
have got
pops
out of
up
that
to him
group.
and he just scuffs it into the back of the net, and you're like, "What?" The Villarreal one as well. It comes at the back post.
Yeah,
he just get. Oh my god!
he scored like what 3 goals in the like.
He
the
scored
89
3
something
goals
above?
in like the last like
I
80.
think what it was 2 against Atalanta and 1 against Villarreal.
Yeah,
I think because Atalanta bottled both those draws.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'd still say Mahrez. Though. I think Mahrez had a good season, and I love. He has such good foot.
Bernardo
Son.
Silva as
I
well.
love watching Son.
He
Son,
came back.
yeah.
Oh,
Son.
Son's probably a good
such
shout, actually.
Yeah.
I forgot about
Yeah.
him.
And
Yeah,
Webu I really enjoyed for a few
Really?
games. Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
weird.
he
You're
was
weird, James.
He was very in and out though
There was the
sometimes.
game he had against Arsenal was one of the most insane performances I've ever seen.
Saka.
There was a moment
Yeah,
where he
there
did
was
like a
a-
lovely
there was a
little
joint
step
Saka.
over,
Yeah,
ran
I
down
like
the
that
wing.
as well. I think Odegaard's a bit underrated.
Oh, the Spurs Arsenal game where Arsenal won like 3-0 or something like that.
The boat went 3-0.
They smashed them in the first derby. I
They
think.
smashed them.
Because
I
Arsenal,
remember-
because Arsenal looked really poor going into it, and then I would just like start beating the shit out of Tottenham.
I remember, what's his name? Smith Rowe got like a really good finish.
He dropped off a bit towards the end, didn't
He
he?
did, didn't he?
He started off well.
He
Yeah.
wasn't getting much time though because then Martinelli came in, so he was playing Martinelli, Odegaard, Saka, and then up top he had.
I think Martinelli.
like
Because I
Maitland
think
Niles.
someone's
And
going to
Maitland
for him if
Niles,
he's
yeah.
not getting more game time.
No, not me. No, it was Nketiah.
Nketiah,
Yeah.
yeah. Sorry.
I think definitely Martinelli needs to get more game time. I think he's unreal.
I think he's a good player. Would you have him over Smith Rowe.
Probably.
Could play them together.
I think you could just play them together though.
Yeah, have
I
Odegaard
do-
though.
I
wouldn't
do
you?
think any English player
It's-
is automatically nearly put on another pedestal in the Premier League.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you think?
Yeah,
Or do you think they get more criticism as well?
I think it's a.
I think it's
a
a
Hold on.
double-edged
sword.
Hold on.
It goes
I
both
don't
ways,
think
yeah.
I don't think that happened for Smith Rowe though.
No, yeah.
Saka was, but I don't think Smith Rowe was. I don't think he was put on some sort of
He
pedestal. 'cause
was
was
for a
English.
Yeah.
When
Was he
first
though?
At the
came
start
in,
of the
yeah.
season, yeah.
Yeah.
Because people were saying, is he better than Foden?
He's
yeah.
the Croydon De Bruyne.
Like when you look at it, it
Yeah.
is like one of those like the English player is either slated so
Croydon's
much
finest.
or he's either
My
a god. in
my
England.
favorite
Like, when you look
example,
at
my
Yeah.
my
Harry Maguire
favorite
and then, like,
example
Foden.
of the English players being put on the pedestal was a few seasons back, Palace versus City, and you had Andros Townsend who scored that screamer
Yeah.
against them, and then after that game, the Sky Sports were running stories like, should Andros Townsend be called back into the England squad? And I'm like, what?
yeah.
Do you remember when Scott
It's
Sinclair
like-
had that like amazing season for Celtic,
Yeah.
They-
and everyone was like, "Oh, you should be back
He should
in."
be back in.
They
Or
were-
Ryan Sessegnon when he was in the Championship.
They were legit doing stat comparisons from Townsend to all the other England midfielders. It was hilarious to watch. He scored one goal against City, and it's like England squad for him, lads.
There was sort of that hype around him as well when
They
he
always do
had
it.
the start for Everton as well. When him and
They
Damari
always do
Gray
it.
came in for Everton and they were unreal. I remember texting you, Connor, and we were like, "Oh, we were so wrong about Damari Gray and Andros Townsend."
No, we were right.
but we were right.
We were right in the end. They caught us off guard a little bit at the
But
start,
yeah.
but we were right in the end.
After a while, I was like, "Oh my god, what's going on here?" But yeah,
They showed their actual quality.
yeah. By the end of it,
By the way, don't forget Solomon Rondon's an Everton player.
yeah.
I find it that the fact that he it's like I saw this thing. It was like Mourinho has bought Matic 3 different times now,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I was like, well, Rafa's done it 3 times for Rondon, and I'm like, I think I would still take Matic over Solomon Rondon. Imagine spending money on him.
I forgot he's in that Everton. Yeah.
Exactly.
Is there a player who's been dragged around from club to club with a manager more?
El Mohammedi from Steve Bruce.
Really? How many times?
3 or 4.
No,
Yeah.
surely not.
God, who would spend the money on
Oh, because he was
once?
playing. Yeah, because he was playing for Hull.
He played for Sunderland beforehand when Steve Bruce was
No, was he?
manager. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Then he brought him to Villa.
Eddie-
as well.
He brought him
Ha-
to Villa.
Eddie
yeah.
Howe seems really committed to that former
I know.
Bournemouth front three.
And he was going to bring him to Newcastle.
Yeah,
Callum Wilson Fraser.
And-
but like I mean, they
Didn't
were
Josh
there
King as
before
well?
though.
He is, yeah.
Didn't Josh King there though as well?
Yeah.
Mourinho, I felt was kind of like that.
Well, yeah,
A
Matic.
lot with those Porto lads, the guys that he had from the Porto, like Fabio Carvalho,
Oh yeah, yeah.
brought him to Chelsea with him. Then brought him to Real Madrid, I think, didn't he?
Yes.
Or was that him who brought him to Real Madrid?
I do you remember seeing him at Madrid? I don't know if it was.
I don't think it was
Mourinho.
Jose though.
Think-
I think that was before Jose.
Sir Dean Smith signed Ollie Watkins and Ezri Konsa twice.
It's weird, that, isn't it? These managers have these weird obsessions with players.
Yeah.
Like sometimes not even good
You know-
players. It's just
Nah,
like,
it's just the mediocre ones.
Yeah.
Remember Brendan Rodgers was obsessed with Joe Allen.
Yeah.
I felt like he was first.
Well, I thought Joe Allen was actually
Yeah.
good.
He was
Yeah.
okay.
He had potential.
He was fine. He had potential, yeah. But
Do you
he was
remember
really
when he
fine.
was scoring like when he played for Stoke his first couple of games, he got like 5 goals in a row or
The
something like
Welsh
that.
hero.
And I remember people going, "I'll tell my granddad told my dad about Pele. My dad told me about Maradona, and I'll tell my kids about Joe Allen."
What was it? It's like Joe Willock. He scored in like 6 games in a row for Newcastle, and there was like, is he the best young English talent?
We'll sign him for 40 million.
We'll sign him, and then sign him. Didn't do it. He didn't
Yeah.
score a goal for them again.
Did that score a goal this season at all?
he
he
might
got-
have.
yeah, he
he
got
might
one
have
or
gotten
two,
like 1 or
but
2,
he
but he
wasn't-
definitely didn't
Right,
score
he
6
got-
in a row again.
He cost about 25 million as well, didn't he?
It was mad.
Here, will we call this up anyway?
Yeah.
It's been 2 hours.
2
yeah.
hours.
Damn, fair play.